Pittsburgh. Tonight from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, the Penguins meet the Edmonton Oilers. Hello again, everybody. The Penguins continuing their road trip will finish up here tonight against the Edmonton Oilers. It'll be the second meeting of the year between these two clubs. Back in November, the Oilers beat Pittsburgh handily at the Civic Arena, and the Penguins are looking for a win right now. They're winless in their last 4 games, including a 7-3 loss at the hands of the Winnipeg Jets last night, Paul. And the Pens looking for some combination to get them back on the winning track. They just haven't been able to do too much of late.
Well, they've been playing flat, Mike, and I guess that's the best way to say it. Every team goes through slumps, and the Penguins, I think, at times played the way they've been playing lately, even when Tom Barrasso was in goal, but he made a big difference. The Penguins do not have Tom Barrasso, so they're going to have to figure out ways to score more goals than the other team, I think, is what it comes down to, Mike. They're not generating a lot of offense right now, just not forechecking the way they like. And against the Edmonton Oilers, a very good defensive club, they're going to have their work cut out for them.
The Oilers played last night against the Philadelphia Flyers, skated to a 1-1 tie here. They've got a host of injuries, and they're going to try and right themselves. But Grant Fuhr, who missed last night's game with a neck injury, is going to play tonight for them.
Well, that's a surprise. I think Fuhr, when he went out the other night, he was laying on the ice for 10 minutes in Winnipeg, and the Oilers 9-4 win over the Jets, and it really looked like a serious injury at the time. They were really careful about how they picked him up and took him off the ice, and we thought he'd be out for quite a while. So it is a surprise that he's back, and that can't be good news for the Penguins, Mike, although Bill Ranford has actually played better than Grant Fuhr this year.
And Ranford beat the Penguins back in November at the Civic Arena. It'll be Wendell Young in the goal for the Pens tonight. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it with us. All coming up right here on the Penguins Hockey Network. Penguins and Oilers for the second time this year. Let's look at the scouting report as assembled by Paul Steigerwald.
Yeah, well, the Penguins are going to have to put on some more offensive pressure. As we said, they're going to forecheck a little bit more. They've been outshot in 33 of their 46 games. They got to clear their own end a little bit better, too. They had trouble last night turning the puck over a lot against the Winnipeg Jets. The Pens goaltending unstable right now with Tom Barrasso out. Frank Pietrangelo forced to replace Wendell Young last night. Grant Fuhr will start tonight for Edmonton. That is a surprise. It's the #1 power play of the Pens against the #1 penalty killing unit at home in the NHL. And both teams really have not been playing all that well. The Penguins 0-3-1 in the last 4. The Oilers 1-2-2. And Mike, Edmonton did explode for 9 goals against the Winnipeg Jets, but then they had trouble again last night against the Flyers. The Flyers outshot them, outplayed them, and they had to settle for a 1-1 tie.
Oilers have a commanding lead in the all-time series, winning 22, losing 6, and tying 2. They are 13-1-1 here. And this season, of course, they lead the series 1 game to none. Penguins without Dave McElwain out with a bad back. Dan Frawley, Rod Buskus, Tom Barrasso, Zardy Zalapski, and Chris Dahlquist out with a broken nose tonight. And we'll get to the Oilers situation momentarily. But first of all, our national anthems.
Broad stripes and bright stars that rule the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red and glare, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was
Penguins come in here, trying to get back on the winning track. Bob Hall will be the referee tonight. Swede Knox and Randy Mint will be the two linesmen working. And we'll look at the starting goaltenders for this evening's game. And for the Pens, it'll be Wendell Young.
Well, Wendell Young had his problems last night. Actually, he played an outstanding first period, and then the Jets exploded for 4 goals early in the second period. 29 minutes he played last night, gave up 5 goals, made 14 saves. Grant Fuhr suffered whiplash in that game against the Winnipeg Jets, and he's right back in there. I think it's even a surprise to him to be back as quickly as he is.
Steve Smith out of the Oilers lineup with a shoulder problem. He's out for the year. Jeff Bukaboom with a sprained knee. Esa Tikkanen with a broken bone in his left hand. Craig Simpson is going to play. He has a bad ankle. And Norman Lacombe with a shoulder problem. Randy Gregg not suited. And the Oilers are chewed up pretty good in the injury department. Here's the play to the Penguins in to begin the game. And it goes behind the Penguin goal. And Dave Hannon looked ahead for it. Caulfield picked off by Huddy. But he coughed it up, and the Penguin defenseman Gordon Dean handles it. Gordon Dean losing the puck. Hampton in front. A quick shot by Jimmy Carson, and that's stopped by Wendell Young. Well, the Oilers get the first shot of the night. Jimmy Carson from the left wing side. He has 35 goals on the year. The former Los Angeles King, of course, part of the big Wayne Gretzky trade. And the Penguins are going to make a wholesale change now. Mario Lemieux comes out with Bob Airy and Robbie Brown. Dave Hannon has started the game, working with Jay Caulfield for the Pens.
Well, I'll tell you, the Penguins once again with a couple of cracks at getting the puck out of their own zone. Davey Hannon had it. He tried to pass it to Caulfield. Off his stick, Deneen got it. He gave it away. That's what the Penguins were doing a lot last night against the Jets. Just coughing the puck up, not only in their own end, also in the neutral zone. And when you do that, you just leave your goaltender helpless. And Wendell Young was able to make the save that time on Carson.
Ray McTavish out for the Oilers with a former Penguin, and left winger Dave Hunter. And Kelly Buchberger working on the right side. And the Penguins counter with Lemieux's line, as we said. McTavish keeps it in the Penguins' end for the Oilers. The Buchberger, who drives it into the left wing corner, chases after it, put it behind the net. Now McTavish has it. He centers it in front. He's knocked down by Randy Hillier. And the puck lifted back to center. Hillier and McTavish were teammates at Boston at one time. And it goes back in behind the Pittsburgh goal. Hillier plays the puck around. Craig Muni, the Oiler defenseman, lays it right down the boards to Buchberger. Big, strong winger. Rink-wide pass. Mario Lemieux chases. And the Penguin center iceman who leads the NHL in scoring can't get it out. Dave Hunter winds it up in behind the Penguin net. And the Penguins right now having trouble getting the puck out of their own end. Bob Airy sneaking ahead to Paul Coffey. Coffey into the Oilers' end. A former Oiler wrist one right on, and Fear will make that save on Paul Coffey coming right down the slot. Well, the Pens get their first crack on goal as Fear, with that right hand, folded into the shot by Paul Coffey. There was some question tonight as to whether Coffey would play or not. He's been bothered by a bad knee and a bad ankle, but either he or Dahlquist was going to sit out. Dahlquist with a broken nose, and he is the man that is scratched.
Joe Bocelli of Verona, Pennsylvania is our contestant on the Foodland Hot Shot contest, and Randy Pennyworth is Joe's hot shot. $500 worth of groceries in the jackpot.
By the way, the Oilers beat the Penguins in Pittsburgh 7-3 on November 8th, and Mario Lemieux, one of the 2 games that he's missed this year, did not play in that game. Now back to center, the Oilers with 4 former Penguins in this lineup. Here's Craig Simpson, the former Pen, back into the Pens. Anderson, a shot, he scores. Wayne Anderson set up by Craig Simpson. The Oilers strike early with a first goal. At 1:29 of the first period, they lead 1-0. Wayne Anderson.
Simpson was wide open coming into, or rather, Anderson was wide open coming into the Penguins' end, and Simpson just laid it over there for him, and he had easy pickings on Wendell Young to make it 1-0. Dykstra coming down the boards again, tried to clear it. Simpson came up with it. Dykstra fell down. Anderson put it in. 13 goals for Glenn Anderson.
And a pretty pass by Simpson to put it right on his stick, and he did the rest. So the Oilers get the first goal in the game. Messier and Simpson on the assist. Here are the Oilers now on their own end as we go back to play. Anderson drills it over to Craig Simpson. Now to center ice to Mark Messier. Good pass. Craig Redmond going to the Penguins end. The Oilers defenseman shoots it right on. Young will make that save off his blocking glove. And Richard Zemlak of Pittsburgh getting an opportunity to play tonight. Out here with Cullen for the Pens and Scott Bukestad. Bukestad going to the Oiler line. A long slap shot way wide of the net. Comes off the near boards. Craig Simpson. Quick pass to Glenn Anderson, who has the only goal of the game, but he couldn't hold it. John Cullen goes to Zemlak. Back to Cullen. Turning, pressured by Anderson and forced away from the puck, and it hops into the Penguins' end. Cork gave it away to Anderson off the boards. Walks in, goes to Simpson. He's right there alone. Comes in, a quick shot. Messier put it in. The Oilers lead 2-0. Mark Messier took the shot. 2-0 Edmonton.
Another giveaway, another goal.
So the Oilers, just like that, lead 2-0. 2 minutes and 18 seconds into the hockey game.
Phil Bourque tried to clear it. He put it right off the boards. A perfect pass to Anderson. 2 Penguins went down to try to block the pass or the shot. Dineen and Bourque. You have 2 defensemen on the ice. You got guys wide open in front of Young, and Messier cashes in. 2 Oilers in front of Wendell Young all alone. Simpson and Messier. That makes it easy.
Boy, Simpson's made 2 nice passes. They scored twice on that shift, does that line. Anderson and Messier. Simpson assisting on both. And so the Oilers score a pair of goals less than a minute apart. And they have a 2-0 lead. Now back to play in the Oilers' end. It's a man drive it in. Loney trying to step it in, and Grant Fuhr will hug the post and grab that puck and hold on. 2-0 Edmonton here in the first period on the Penguins Hockey Network. Goals in the first period by Glenn Anderson and Mark Messier of Edmonton. And again, the Oilers all alone in front to cash in. Dave Hannon now, the former Oiler, in the right wing circle of the Edmonton zone. In here against Mark Lamb, and Lamb is going to be waved out for the Edmonton Oilers. Quebec leads Calgary 2-0 first period. Buffalo beat Boston this afternoon 6-5 in overtime. The game winner by Pierre Turgeon to the Sabres. They trailed 1 point in that game 4-0 did the Buffalo Sabres. Came back and won at the guard. Now the puck deflected back into Penguin territory. Coffey going back, and he is hit heavily by Mark Lamb. Greg Adams has the puck. He played with the Washington Capitals. First coming to the Oilers, part of the Jeff Portnoy deal. Coffey trying to right Lamb into the corner. 2-0 Edmonton on top here in the first period. Coffey knocking down one of the Oilers, and we'll get a face-off in Pittsburgh ice.
Well, I'm sure it's an emotional feeling for Paul Coffey to come back into this building. It's only the second time he's been back here, but still, it's got to be a different feeling for him after playing 7 seasons with the Edmonton Oilers, winning the Norris Trophy in '85 and '86. Jake Caulfield just caught Mark Lamb in the face, I think, with a stick. And the crowd kind of ooh-gnawed when they saw that. And Caulfield looked back over his shoulder to see if the referee was looking.
The Oilers have brought up a young defenseman from the Quebec League, St. Jean. His name is Francois Leroux. He is 6'6", 220 pounds.
Yep,
and we expect him to see some ice time.
He was taken 19th overall, Mike, in the recent draft.
Craig McTavish out here with Hunter and Buchberger against Lemieux's line. Left point Penguins into Kevin Lowe. A shot. Never got to the net. Loose in front. Buchberger can't find the backhand delivery to put it on Wendell Young, and the Penguins break out. Randy Hillier. Left wing intended for Robbie Brown. The Penguins are offside at the Edmonton blue line. Well, this broadcast is intended for the private use of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Civic Arena Corporation and the Pittsburgh Penguins is prohibited. Well, Coffey leading all NHL defensemen in scoring. Out here for the Pens, as we said, he's been having problems with a bad ankle.
He's got 61 points.
The Oilers control the draw, but they give it away at center ice. Bob Harry slides it into the Oilers in, and Craig Muni, the Edmonton defenseman, swinging ahead back to center to Dave Hunter. And Hunter throw it down the boards in behind Wendell Young. Young backhands it away to the near side, but Kevin Lowe came in, cut it off. The Oilers driving in behind the Penguin net. Buchberger challenged by Coffey, turned around. Bob Harry finally takes command of the puck, and he'll swing it up to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux, a short little pass to Coffey. 2-0 Edmonton here, first period if you just joined us. The Oilers striking at 1:29 and then again at 2:18. Anderson and Messier with goals. Now Muni with a steal. And Muni just flips it lazily to the Penguin right wing corner as the Oilers go to a line change. Randy Hillier back to take command of it. Goes to Bob Harry. Now return the pass to Hillier. Breaking down the left wing. Up on the left side to Bob Harry. Right wing to Robbie Brown to the Edmonton zone. Checked heavily. And he gave it away to Dave Hunter, but Lemieux strips him of the puck. And Lemieux goes right side to Brown in front to pick it in by Bob Harry. And the Penguins make it 2-1. Bob Harry deflected that shot by Robbie Brown right by Grant Fuhr. And the Penguins are on the board to make it 2-1. Oh, great balls of fire. The Penguins at least able to come back here and get a quick goal. And they're back within 1.
Well, Lemieux made the play all himself, really. He took the puck right away from Dave Hunter. Talking about giveaways, there's one there, but really that's more like a takeaway. Lemieux went to Brown, who one-timed it to the net, and Harry just deflected it, steered it in past Grant Fuhr. We saw Dave Hunter and Lemieux talking to each other after the Winnipeg game in Winnipeg, and Hunter told him to go easy on him. And he didn't that time.
Mark Recchi now of the Penguins brings it back into the Oilers' end. Gordon Dineen trying to pinch in and keep it alive. Can't do it. He lost the puck. And here's Jimmy Carson back for the Oilers. Going out of Yari Curry into the Penguins end. Passed it towards the net. Carson got it. It came out Mark Recchi, the Penguin rookie, who had his first goal in the National Hockey League the other night against Winnipeg. That's last night. He comes off the boards and shot deep in the Edmonton territory.
Seems like 3 days ago, doesn't it?
From behind the Edmonton goal, Grant Fuhr. Tap it around their side, and up with that puck will be Yari Curry. He's a great skater going to Acton. Feet in front of the net, deflected away by Bork. And after the puck is Mark Recchi. Recchi to the Oiler line. Fakes a shot. His poke checked off his stick. And Chris Joseph, who of course came to the Oilers last year as part of the Paul Coffey deal. Former #1 draft choice of the Pens. Almost coughed it up to Recchi, but Recchi's overextended now and he wants off the ice. He couldn't come up with it. The Oilers will. Jimmy Carson skates top to the Penguin line. Long slap shot. That's stopped by Wendell Young. The rebound gathered in by Randy Cunnyworth. Cunnyworth and Zemlach on either side right now of John Cullen as Cunnyworth drills it up into the Oilers' end. Craig Simpson going back behind his own net. He is assisted on both Oiler goals. A 2-1 game. Edmonton leads here in the first period. Craig Redmond steering around to Kevin Lowe. The Oiler defensive pairing. Outlet pass to center to Messier. Coming back into the Penguins' end, the right side. Drop pass to the left wing boards for Kevin Lowe. Swinging behind the Penguin net. And right there is Steve Dykstra of Pittsburgh. Penguins decked out in their traveling black uniforms with the gold and white trim. And pushed back to center. The Oilers, of course, the defending Stanley Cup champions. They've won the Cup for the last 5 years. And they wheel it in behind the Penguin net one more time. Young collides with Craig Simpson. Off the far right wing boards, Mark Messier put in the right wing circle, but Dykstra hauls it in for the Pens. It got through. Kevin Lowe calling to the right side. Oilers zone comes down. Man in front right there. And Bogstad could not hold the puck. Cullen set him up, but Bogstad took his eye off the puck, it appeared to me, and couldn't hold it. Back come the Oilers. Boy, a perfect play there. An opportunity for the Penguins to get back and tie the game. Anderson now back into the Penguins. A great move around Dykstra. Cuts in, shoots as he pulled down. There'll be a penalty coming up against the Penguins. Penguins will be shorthanded. Edmonton 2, Pittsburgh 1. Right here on the Penguins Hockey Network. A minor penalty for hooking. Anderson had beaten Dykstra, got in close, and Cullen then hooked him from behind and pulled him down as he got the shot go.
Anderson's got such great balance on his skates. Probably the best balance in all of hockey. He can skate on one skate for a long distance.
Power play for the Oilers, and they are 16th in the league in that department. Center point, up with the puck, Charlie Huddy will slap one to the net. Block the blocking glove of Wendell Young. Comes near side to Yari Curry. Curry of Edmonton around that cage to Jimmy Carson. Carson falls down. He got it to Curry. Left point to Huddy now. On the right side to Craig Redmond. He'll drill one. That's off a stick and up into the seats. Hit a Penguin player, I believe. Well, the Penguin penalty killing 15th in the National Hockey League. They've allowed 64 power play goals. A penalty killing percentage of 77.5. The Oilers working out here with Charlie Huddy. And also Craig Redmond. Now Dave Hannon comes on here. Bob Airy's going to come off. And Hannon and Lemieux will be the two penalty killers with Phil Bourque and Randy Hillier on the backside.
Well, the Penguins have killed 66 of their last 80 shorthanded situations. That's a percentage of 82.5, and that would, if you do that over the course of a season, would have you right up there among the top in all of hockey. As we said, the Oilers right up top with 83%. And a lot of that is due to the fact that Tom Barrasso has come on the scene and made the big saves when the Penguins are shorthanded.
Rangers strike at Vancouver. They lead the Canucks 1-0. They're rolling right along. In first place right now, here's Lemieux from his own end. A 2-1 game. The Penguins trail, and here's Lemieux coming back to center. Lemieux moving to the Oilers line. Cut around the man. Now comes over to the near wing. Takes the puck back to center. Mario Lemieux killing the penalty by himself. Lemieux turns, flip it over to Hannon. Where's he going to go with it? Back into his own end. The Oilers rush in to put pressure on him. Dave Hannon. Flip it around near side to Randy Hillier. And a lead pass goes all the way to the Oilers zone. Huddy comes back. He'll have possession with 1:06 to go in the penalty to the Penguins' John Cullen. 6.5. That was the 6 minutes and 30 seconds the time of the penalty to Cullen. Now ripped again back into the Penguins' end off the near side. Jimmy Carson beat it behind the net. Here's Messier skating with the puck. Comes all the way around near side. Pass it over right side to Huddy. Back to Yari Curry. To Huddy again, center point. To Curry, right wing circle. He wants to shoot from there. Doesn't. Goes to Messier. Now Curry on the right wing boards takes the pass. To Huddy, center point. Head down. Slap shot. Stop. Rebound. Redmond can't shoot it. Huddy will get it center point. Right side it goes to Yari Curry. Back to Huddy. On the near wing, Redmond, he couldn't hold that pass. And the Penguins should be able to get it out. They can't. Messier keeps it alive. Comes right to Bob Airy, though. Pass to Lemieux at center. And Mario, great pass up in the left wing, but Bob Airy just couldn't quite get it. And it goes beyond. Fuhr comes behind the net. Here's Airy turning to shoot, and Fuhr robbed him as he got back to make the save. Grant Fuhr anticipated Bob Airy coming from behind the net. Bobby couldn't get it up, and Grant Fuhr just sprawled his body out to make the save on Bob Airy.
Unbelievable save. He got the stick out there. He knew what Airy was going to do, so he just laid the stick right along the goal line and stopped the puck.
He had one chance, and he made the chance work. That was it. He had one play, and he made it work. Now back comes Chris Joseph into the Penguins' end. Penalty has expired. Joseph steered around to the near corner. Anderson belted by Randy Hillier, and the Penguins break out. Loney going to Cullen. On the right wing goes to Coffey. Breaks down deep. Shoots it on Fuhr, and he'll make the pad save. The rebound comes over to Dave Hannon. He lost possession to Kevin Lowe. Winded up ahead to Anderson. Now a pass on right wing to Kevin Lowe of Edmonton. Into Penguin ice. Runs interference. There's Anderson with the puck. Goes behind the net trying to step it in off the skate of Youngdo Young. And he couldn't do it. That should have been a penalty right there against the Oilers. On the play and carrying the puck down because they ran interference on the pins. Randy Hillier. Now down the center ice area. The Oilers have it again. Chris Joseph. It was an obvious pick situation there. The Oilers put on the pins Randy Hillier, and they just ran interference.
I was just going to say that on power plays they call it picks. The rest of the time they call it interference.
Here's Cunnyworth now at center. Most of the time you can get away with it, but that one was just too obvious in my opinion. Now on the near side, here's Greg Adams of Edmonton. Wind it back into the Penguin right wing corner. Cunnyworth will chase for the pins. Gets it to Gordon Dineen. Dineen, a giveaway right to the Oilers, and they shoot it wide of the net. As Mooney missed the mark. Now Dineen in behind his own goal, and the puck hopped on the machine, and will be held right there. 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first period. The Oilers lead here in Edmonton 2-1 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Is not considered the best goal, or he is considered the best goaltender in hockey, and for good reason. And just an unbelievable play there, Mike. You know, he was thinking, he realized he was out of the play, and there was only one option. And that was to just get as much of what he had across that goal mouth. And he was able to extend that stick all the way across the width of the goal and make the save on Bob Airy.
Right point, here's Mooney. He'll tee it up, and that shot deflected by Randy Cunnyworth. And goes back in behind the net. Kevin McClellan, a former Penguin also, running Gordon Dineen, but Dineen had the puck slipping in behind his own goal. Bork lost control of it. To Greg Adams it goes. Adams on right side of the Penguins end. And McClellan, Adams behind the net to Mark Messier. Messier, the big, strong Oiler, knocked down by Phil Bork, and Mark Recchi will take command of it. Recchi of Pittsburgh sends it away to Dan Quinn. Wheel his way to the Oiler line. Off a stick and right up into the Oiler left wing corner. Quinn looking for a pass around the horn, doesn't get that. McClellan shoots it ahead to Adams. Quick passing with the Oilers, a two-line pass called back. And with 9:40 to go in the period, the Penguins trailing Edmonton 2-1 here in Edmonton on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Said after last night's game that maybe some of the guys were reading their own press clippings a little too much. Felt that the Penguins needed to get back to earning their spurs and working a little bit harder. And, boy, it didn't look good here early in this game, but the Penguins, after scoring the goal, seemed to have settled down a little bit, and they did a good job of killing off the Edmonton power play.
Well, the Oilers put McTavish out there with Buchberger, Kelly Buchberger, and Dave Hunter to work against Lemieux's line. And the puck in the right wing corner of the Oilers in. It comes to Mario Lemieux. Over to the left point to Coffey. A heavy slap shot and kicked away by Grant Fuhr. Bob Airy, who has the only Penguin goal, 16th of the year. Couldn't hold on to it, and it's worked back into Penguin real estate. Randy Hillier from behind his own net trying to move it out. He is turned around on the play by Buchberger. And now finds Paul Coffey. Coffey, quick little pass to Bob Airy into the Oilers' end. Takes off against Craig Redmond. Went behind the net. Robbie Brown takes the puck. He tried to send it for Coffey, who broke it deep. Airy in front, let it beat Fuhr, and Fuhr stops him again. Bob Airy had a great opportunity once again. Bobby has a goal denied by Fuhr twice on big saves here in this first period.
Well, twice he's come out from behind the net and tried to sneak the puck in on Fuhr, and that time I think he did it one-handed and backhanded at that. He was just trying to steer that puck into the net, and it rolled right along the goal line, and Fuhr didn't know where it was. He sat down right on top of the puck and was able to keep it from going in. And Robbie Brown working hard, too, on the backboards, able to work that puck free off the cage, and then Airy just came out one-handed, and somehow the puck managed to stay out of the net.
Looked to me like it hit Fuhr's right skate, and then Kieran just was lying there on the goal mouth. And Fuhr was able to cover up that. Chris Joseph, Kevin Lowe, defensively for the Oilers. The Oilers, Mark Messier down the right wing. Steps into the Penguin zone, breaks down deep with a wrist shot, and Jimmy Johnson cut off that. To get a stick on the shot by Mark Messier. Turned over to center by the Penguins. And now with it will be Chris Joseph. He'll go to Kevin Lowe, right side pass to Messier. Into Penguin eyes. Played it up the boards, went after his own pass. Hookstad of Pittsburgh trying to shut him down. That's a tough job there. Messier, one of the stronger players in the National Hockey League. Jimmy Johnson comes in, puts a check on him. Bukestad pushes to the blue line and out. And Chris Joseph rolls it right wing to Glenn Anderson. Just feed it back into the Penguins zone. Jim Johnson of Pittsburgh back to haul it in. Johnson and Dykstra defensively for the Penguins now. They have Cullen, Zemlak, and Bukestad. And Bukestad's going to come off the ice here momentarily. The Penguins go to a line change. Dave Hannon on for the Pens with Troy Loney and Jay Caulfield. Caulfield sent it ahead to Hannon. Back to Caulfield on the right wing. He shot it up the side of the net from 40 feet in the Oilers zone. Edmonton's Craig Redmond. Redmond will find a man at center ice, and it's Jimmy Carson. Right wing, a good pass to Yari Curry. A slap shot cut up by Bork. Bork got a piece of that shot and went way wide of the net. Huddy handles the puck, left point. Shoot it between the circles, and Troy Loney throws it back to center circle. The Oilers get it again. They start right back in. Down the left side, here's Atkins shooting and scoring. Keith Atkins on a wrist shot, beating Wendell Young over his glove hand. And the Edmonton Oilers now lead 3-1. Now the Oilers are really winning the battle at center ice, Paul. Coming out, they're just intercepting the Penguins' passes. They're not making the move up, and they just turned it over and came right back and scored.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that this was a very good goal either. In fact, it definitely was not a good goal. There's no easy way of putting it. I mean, when you allow a goal like that, it takes a little bit out of your bench. It's not a good goal by Keith Acton. I think Wendell Young would be the first to tell you.
Acton, the goal scorer, his 10th of the year.
The Oilers goal, his 10th goal of the season. Scorer number 23.
Penguins are starting to take charge a little bit in this game, or at least look like themselves out there and making things happen offensively. Playing pretty well defensively, and that should take a little bit out of them. Let's see if they can bounce back.
Time 12 minutes, 35 seconds.
So a 3-1 lead now for Edmonton here in the first period. And the puck played into the Oilers' blue line area. Up with that puck will be Dave Hunter. Redmond and Carson on the assist on the Acton goal. As Carson set him up here, the Oilers again to the Penguins zone. Hillier blocked an attempted pass, and Robbie Brown will find Mario Lemieux. Giving the puck to Coffey, lead pass left wing to Bob Airy. Airy shoots one on. Boy, Bobby's had 4 shots already here in this first period against Grant Fuhrer. Now up in it is Robbie Brown. Let's see if there's a penalty coming up. There will not be. Robbie Brown looked around to see where the referee Bob Hall was. On the move with the Oilers into the Penguins end. Hookberger hauled down. And the puck coming free to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux played away to Coffey. Coming to the Oilers zone. Coffey's got a 3-on-2. Goes to Brown. He shoots and scores. Robbie Brown gets the goal. And the Penguins have made it 3-2. Ah, look out, Loretta. Well, Dave Hunter was watching Coffey back down at the center ice area, and he got trapped up, and the Penguins turned it into a 3-on-2, and Robbie Brown nails it home.
Kevin Lowe, the lone man back, but Paul Coffey made a beautiful pass diagonally back to Robbie Brown. He trailed the play just slightly. Coffey found him coming a little bit late. He had Cunningworth coming down the middle, too, but Robbie Brown made no mistake. He put it in the net. The hometown boy scores here to make it 3-2. After he was hauled down by McTavish, McTavish pulled his skates out from under him, and he was kind of coming up ice slowly. He was waiting at center ice, and he got back in the play and scored the goal.
A lot of scoring here in the first period. 3-2 already. The Oilers lead. 6:05 left. And the bucket of the Penguins in here. Simpson with a chance. He shoots one on the save by Wendell Young. Back to the center point to Chris Joseph. His shot deflected by Anderson. Bouncing puck. And play is whistled down. Bob Hall, the referee, called for a stop and play. Might have been a hand pass. 3-2 Edmonton. Back in the moment on the Penguins Hockey Network. Bouncing back to tie Quebec. 2-2 in the second period at Quebec. And again, the Rangers leading Vancouver 1-0 in the first period at Vancouver. Here at 3-2 Edmonton lead with 5:55 left in the first period. Quinn Anderson, Mark Messier, and Keith Acton for the Oilers. Bob Airy and Robbie Brown scoring for Pittsburgh. From the face-off in the Penguin zone, Gordon Deneen tried to play it out, gave it away to Mark Messier. Messier on the right side. Messier steps in around Cullen in front. A shot deflected. Messier shoots it right over the top of the net. Boy, he had a great chance with Young down without a stick, too. Bork trying to set that stick into Wendell Young. Craig Simpson knocked down behind the net. Turn it around to the near side. And it comes to Messier. Young's got his blade back now. The Penguin goaltender. Messier just overpowers Cullen. Sent him on the ice like a rag doll with a big check. Now Phil Bork coming up to the Oiler line. He breaks into the Edmonton zone, shooting to the net. The stop made. Bukestad looked for the rebound, couldn't get it. Here's Sedin in front for John Cullen. His deflection went wide. Simpson will whack it off the boards and right back to center ice. Gordon Deneen to the Penguins. Sends it back into the right wing corner. On the carom, Fuhrer will set it up for Chris Joseph. Around the right wing it comes to Glenn Anderson. 3-2 Edmonton, first period. Anderson's pass now offside at the Penguin line as Carson is upended by Randy Hillier. Offside in the play. We have 5 minutes left here in the first period. Edmonton 3, Pittsburgh 2 on the Penguins Hockey Network. Bobby Brown cashing in for the Penguins, their second goal set up by Paul Coffey. Don't forget, we'll be back on our Penguins TV network Sunday, February 5th at 1:30 when the Penguins visit the Boston Bruins at the Boston Garden. Tune into the next Penguins network game on WWCP TV 8 in Johnstown, Altoona, and WPGH TV 53 in Pittsburgh. The next Penguins TV network game, Sunday, February 5th at 1:30 versus the Boston Bruins. Along with Paul Steigerwald, Mike Lang here, the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. The Oilers lead the season series. Here's Lemieux to the Edmonton end, shooting the puck, and he missed the mark. It'll come off the near wing, and Keith Acton rambles back. Acton going to the Penguins zone. Trying to pass it in front for Yari Curry. Can't make that happen, and the Penguins just steer it back the other way. Lemieux gives chase into the Oilers end, but Kevin Lowe waited by Lemieux, and it comes to Jimmy Carson. Carson to the Penguin line, long shot. Young in trouble with that, but he made the save. The shot right back on the side of the net. And pushed around to the near wing and lifted again back to the center red line area where Kevin Lowe hauls it in. Edmonton 3, Pittsburgh 2. 4 minutes left here in period number 1. And from center right, Dave Hannon looks for command of it. Goes to Paul Coffey. Back pedal into his own zone. Now steps up. Lead pass intended for Troy Loney. Off the boards and right in behind the Edmonton net. Redmond systematically plays it out of the zone. The Penguins put it in, but it's an offside call against the Penguins. The goal would never have counted had it gone in. The Penguins are offside on the play.
Lee Johnson continues to be the Penguins' steadiest defenseman with a +9, tops among the defense. Tell you, he sat out several games at the beginning of the year and was on the outside looking in at the beginning of the season, but he responded in a big way and has, as I said, become the Penguins' best defenseman. Defensive defenseman, that is.
Vancouver comes back. They now lead the Rangers 2-1. They've scored twice in the first period. So the Rangers trailing Vancouver 2-1. And here are the Penguins with the puck behind by a goal here at Edmonton. Charlie Huddy takes control of it for the Oilers. Around the near wing, it goes to Mark Lamb. Lamb stood up by Jimmy Johnson, but moved into the zone anyway, but without the puck. Dykstra finally has possession. The Penguins played on the right wing to Mark Recchi. Recchi trying to go to the Oilers end. He cuts around a man. Now breaks to the slot, but he's knocked down on the play. Away from the puck he goes. The Oilers beat it back to center for Kevin McClellan. By him and into the Penguins end, and Dave Hannon retreats. Handles the puck in the Penguins zone. Wanted around the board, back to center. Charlie Huddy giving the puck to his defense partner right now, Chris Joseph. Joseph on the move, stood up nicely by Jim Johnson, lost his stick, and the Penguins counterattack. Here's Cunneyworth on the right wing to Danny Quinn, but the Oilers in, skating well, comes in with a slap shot of Fuhrer. Kicked that away with the right leg. McClellan of Edmonton put it behind his own net. Kevin Lowe, very steady influence back on that blue line. Works it back to center to Craig Simpson. Poked away from him by Scott Bukestad. Bukestad will find Cunneyworth. He just lofts the puck back into the Edmonton zone. Fuhrer watches the play behind his own net. Messier is going to take control of it with a nice move around Cunneyworth. Messier flips it high in the air. Into the Penguins, and it comes to Anderson. A backhand shot. That stop is made. Boy, that might be an offside play as Anderson really scooted down that left wing. But he got in right on the line as the puck came over. Here's Bukestad now coming to the Oilers zone. He puts it between the circles, intercepted by Kevin Lowe. Rolls it ahead to Messier. Messier backpedaling. Looks for Anderson. He definitely is offside on that play. And he'll get out of the zone now as the Penguins will bring it out. On the right wing, Bukestad. Bukestad now looking for an open man. He got it behind Lemieux, and the Oilers counterattack. And look out here, four-man rush into the Penguins end. Messier right down the slot, his wrist shot, and that stopped. Bukestad with a giveaway there to turn things completely around. The pass was way behind Mario Lemieux. Dave Hunter with the puck at the Oiler line. Now comes all the way to the Penguin stripe. He'll move it down the right side with some room. A wrist shot. Young will stop that. And the Penguins go right back the other way. It's wide open hockey again as the Penguins played last night at Winnipeg. Wrist shot by Loney. That's denied by Grant Fuhrer. Lemieux gets it, goes to Coffey, comes in. He shoots and scores. What a shot by Paul Coffey. And the Penguins have tied the game. Now buy Sam a drink and get his dog 1-2. Do you believe that shot Coffey made?
Yeah, he has that look on his face here like he's just making a statement and just coming back to let his Old fans know that he's still alive and still ticking. Good shot by Coffey. It came off his skate. He had to reach back and take a second crack at it. He just whipped it into the net. Grant Fuhr's chasing a little bit in this game. He does not look his normal self. He came out and did not react very well to that. He was kind of spread eagle a little bit. His skates were far apart. He just was not in good position to make the save on Coffey.
I know he's seen Coffey a number of times, and you know that because they were teammates for so long, but when he makes plays like that, it's almost impossible. He reached back there and then got something on that shot, too, which is, you just don't see people able to do that. And Lemieux made a good play to him, too. He just set the play up from the corner. Lemieux has figured in on all 3 Penguin goals. Quietly, Lemieux's gone about picking up 3 more points already in the first period. He now has 125 on the year. Head away to the Oilers zone. The Oilers have got up to a quick 2-0 lead on goals by Anderson and Messier in the first 2:18 have watched the Penguins come back.
Maybe they thought it was going to be too easy.
Well, Lemieux and Coffey have helped turn things around, and Hannon now feeds it behind the net. It'll go to Loney. He steps out trying to shoot it. He can't get himself free. Finally works to the corner. Redmond's on him. He's trying to put it in front for Mark Recchi. It's loose, and Recchi put it right off Grant Fuhr. Acton trying to get the puck out. He'll go to the right of his own net with 40 seconds to go in the period. Curry comes back into Penguin ice, and Jim Johnson knocks it off the sideboards, and it will come all the way back into the Edmonton zone. 28 seconds left in the period. Curry pass picked off by the Penguins. Cunningworth's shot blocked by the Oilers, and Greg Adams now of Edmonton. He gives it right to Lemieux. It's giveaway night here. Penguins put it inside the zone, cleared again back to center circle, and Bourque rolls it up into the Edmonton into the rink with 9 seconds to go in the period. Dan Quinn comes over. He'll center, but nobody is there. And Charlie Huddy with a last-second rush here. 2 seconds to go. Shoots it as time runs out. And that one almost got by Wendell Young. All right, we have to take a 2-minute and 30-second break here on our network. The Oilers and Penguins are tied at the end of one. The Oilers outshot the Penguins 15-13 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Is around the corner, and this one a little special. We decided to put some music to Mario Lemieux's greatest hits from 1988, and here it is. Welcome back to the Northlands Coliseum. The Edmonton Oilers and Penguins tied at 3 after 1 period, and time for our NHL update, brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza, where you always get 2 great pizzas for 1 low price. Well, we told you that Edmonton Oilers defenseman Steve Smith is out of the lineup, and this is an interesting story on him because coming up this week he's going to have surgery on his shoulder, which is dislocated, and that means that he's going to be out about 3 months. And Steve Smith really established himself as probably the best defenseman in the Edmonton Oilers team last year, and of course Kevin Lowe is a great one too, but Smith really coming on, and a big strong guy with great skills. He's got a mean streak, and they're really going to miss him if he's out of the lineup for the rest of the year. Anton Stastny, it appears his career might be over in Quebec anyway. They want to buy out his contract. They wanted to send him to the minors, and it looks like Stastny will be playing no more hockey, at least in Quebec City. Alain Chevrier is playing now for the Chicago Blackhawks, won his first game last night by a score of 3-2. In case you missed it last night in our telecast, interesting story on Chevrier. Dan Maloney, after the Jets were blown out 9-4, went to his team in the locker room and told him that Chevy would be starting the next night. Well, he went on the ice the next day for a grueling practice, wanted to put his team through the paces after a tough loss, found out on the ice that Alain Chevrier had been traded. So Mike Smith, the general manager of the Jets, went ahead and traded Alain Chevrier, one of 3 goaltenders, without telling his coach, Dan Maloney, that he was going to do it. And Maloney, I think, wanted to see if Chevrier couldn't pull them out of some problems there and maybe establish himself as their top goaltender. Edmonton Oilers have been given permission to talk to Al Secord about acquiring him. Glenn Sather always seemed to be up to something. We saw him in the airport the other day on the way to Winnipeg, coming back from the general managers meetings, and he would like to get Al Secord to come here and play for the Edmonton Oilers. Toronto general manager Gord Stellick says that Wendell Clark is dogging it. He has missed 99 straight games with lower back problems, and Gord Stellick thinks that maybe Wendell ought to give it a shot and see if he can't play with that back problem. And Wendell Clark says nope, his back is just not giving him any indication that he can come back and start to play again. A couple of hot notes. Tony Granato has 2 hat tricks in his last 3 games. We don't have to tell you that, the way he played against the Penguins last weekend. Montreal 15-0-2 in their last 17 home games. The last team to beat them at the Montreal Forum, the Pittsburgh Penguins, way back on October 29th. The Flyers got some bad news when they found out that Ilka Sinisalo, I don't know how bad it is really because he hasn't played all that much for them lately anyway. Ilka Sinisalo out for the rest of the season with a broken left wrist. And speaking of broken wrists or problems with the wrist, Esa Tikkanen, who has really enjoyed some great success here in Edmonton in the last couple of years, is out with a broken bone in his wrist, and that's a pretty serious injury too. Just ask Bob Airy, and it looks like they're going to be without Tikkanen. So the Oilers definitely hurting right now, and we'll see if the Penguins can maybe take advantage of that here in the second period. That's our NHL update. We'll return to the Northlands Coliseum in just a moment with the Penguins and Oilers tied at 3.
Full event returns to the Civic Arena for 3 days of exciting motorsport action. February 24th through the 26th, the U.S. Hot Rod Association Truck Pull Championships will feature super modified trucks, dragsters, funny cars, and Borean, the jet-powered transforming robot. Tickets are available at all choice seat outlets. Don't forget the big truck pull coming up February 24th through the 26th, and that's going to be held right there at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. We are at the Northlands Coliseum at the end of one period. The Penguins and the Edmonton Oilers are all tied at 3, and the Oilers getting up to a quick start, but the Penguins bouncing back. Well, Thursday, February 9th, when the Penguins meet the Quebec Nordiques, it's Harrah's Desk Clock night. Fans 21 and over will receive a Lucite Desk Clock, compliments of Harrah's Marina and Casino in Atlantic City. That will be Thursday night, February 9th, the Penguins versus Quebec. Tickets are available at all choice seat outlets and the Civic Arena, Gate 1, or you can charge tickets by phone at 333-SEAT. We'll be back in just a moment here at the Northlands Coliseum on the Penguins Hockey Network. SCA gave the Oilers a 2-0 lead. Bob Airy scored, then Keith Acton to make it 3-1. Then Robbie Brown able to cash in for the Penguins. He got his 32nd of the year, Paul, to get the Penguins back within 1.
And a beautiful pass by Paul Coffey on that play, too. He knew that there was no way he would be able to pass it straight across to Robbie Brown because of Kevin Lowe, so he moved it back diagonally. And then Coffey made a big play of his own. He, in fairness to Fuhr was out getting ready to maybe take what he thought was going to be a one-timer, and then when the puck hit the skate of Paul Coffey, then Fuhr was caught off balance, and Coffey was able to reach back and whip that puck into the net. And Paul Coffey scoring, Lemieux and Loney assisting at 18:39 to tie it at 3. You know, Mike, Mario Lemieux coming into this game tonight had a total of 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points, and now has 17 points in 13 games against the Oilers. And every time that Mario Lemieux came into this building, a lot of was made of it in the battle between him and Wayne Gretzky. And even though Gretzky would always downplay it, there's no question in my mind that the teammates and everybody in this Edmonton organization would kind of rally around Gretzky, and he would always play one of his better games, or he'd be up for the game for sure when Mario Lemieux would come to town. And the Penguins have kind of sneaked into town for this game tonight, and you haven't heard much about the Lemieux-Gretzky thing because Gretzky's not here anymore, and it's a different situation for Lemieux. And he has 3 points in the first period, and he's playing one of his better games that he's played in this building.
We're going to get a goaltending change for the Oilers, I believe. Bill Ranford's going to come on and replace Grant Fuhr. Wendell Young will stay in the net for the Pens. So the Oilers apparently will make a goaltending change here to begin period number 2.
Ranford, with a record of 13-5-2. He's played in 20 games. This will be his 21st game, which is a milestone when you think of that. Grant Fuhr played in 75 games last year for the Edmonton Oilers. So Glenn Sather going back to Bill Ranford, who played a strong game last night against the Flyers.
Ranford 13-5-2, a goals against average of 3.09 coming into this game, so he'll be in the net as we will look and see who our contestant is on the hot shot contest.
It's Ruth Gray of New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Dan Quinn is Ruth's hot shot. $600 worth of groceries in the jackpot.
Shots on goal in the period. The Oilers in the first outshot the Penguins 15-13 in a pretty wide open period of hockey, to say the least. And the Pens again, Mario Lemieux had 3 points, figured in on all 3 Penguin goals. Lemieux did not have a shot on goal in that period, but Bob Airy and Paul Coffey both with 4 apiece to lead the way for the Penguins. For the Oilers, Glenn Anderson with 3, Jimmy Carson, with 3.
Bill Ranford with 13 wins and leads his team in that category. When's the last time that Grant Fuhr didn't lead his team in wins?
Rangers come back in the second. They now have tied Vancouver 2-2. Calgary and Quebec on the USS scoreboard tied at 2. And let's pause quickly for station identification here on the Penguins Hockey Network. I know you've never been to this place, but I did see it today in the paper out of Winnipeg coming over. There was a story about something that happened in Red Sucker Lake, but I'm not sure if Red Sucker Lake is in Manitoba or Saskatchewan. I couldn't quite figure it out. We were flying in the air and we were between provinces. If anybody knows where Red Sucker Lake, and that is a true name, knows where it is, you might want to let us know.
It must be a fish. What kind of fish?
No, I'm telling you the truth.
I know, I believe
I'm
you,
not
but
making it up.
Red
That
Sucker
sounds more like Saskatchewan to me. That would be
well,
more
you got
along
Foam Lake, Saskatchewan. I know I've heard of that. Foam Lake. Moose Jaw.
All right, Davey Hannon for the Penguins with Jay Caulfield and Troy Loney. As we told you before, the start of tonight's game, Fuhrer coming on the play, but bothered, got hit in Winnipeg the other night, had a bad neck, and that apparently was what forced him out of the lineup right now. And Bill Ranford takes over, who played extremely well last night against the Philadelphia Flyers. Ranford in a 1-1 tie against Philly. Penguins moving right to left. The puck work into the Penguins end to begin period number 2, and Wendell Young will set it up for Phil Bourque. Bourque turn it over to Troy Loney as a man breaking up ahead, Hannon, but he can't get the pass to him as Curry shut him down. Gary Curry, one of the best two-way players in the National Hockey League. He has a plus 26, currently leads us club with the best forward. He's got the puck and he shoots it right on Wendell Young. Will make the save up the right pass. Curry's a leading forward in the plus-minus department. And the puck is slipped back now to the Edmonton end. Up the left side, Coffey drills one. That'll be deflected, and that goes off the glass, right wing corner. Robbie Brown goes in over skates. Troy Loney gets the puck right side to Hillier. He shoots it right on, and Ranford sticks that away. Now Lemieux back left point to Coffey. He's going to shoot it. Yes, he does. Save is made. Rebound. Oh, Lemieux just missed. Putting that one in. Hit it the side of the net. Lemieux one arms it over. Troy Loney's on this line right now. Loney working out here. Chris Joseph, though, takes control of the puck and comes back. Joseph of Edmonton, the center circle. Going to the Pittsburgh blue line. He'll break down the right side. Circles, goes back to the right point. Look out. Lemieux almost picked his pocket. Knocked it away, and he got it back to the Edmonton zone, but Kevin Lowe is right there. Lemieux reading Chris Joseph. Now Craig Simpson, who played so long with Lemieux on a line. The Oilers start the rush back into the Penguins' end. Messier beat into the net, and Wendell Young just knocked that aside to the last second on a shot. Now Robbie Brown going to Mario Lemieux. It continues to be wide open. They just go end to end. Kevin Lowe shoots it up the sideboards at center ice. Harry looks for the puck. He's on the ice now on this line with Lemieux and Brown. Tap into the Oilers zone, and Craig Muni has it to the right of his own goaltender, Bill Ranford. Ranford watching Messier take the pass. Messier cut behind his own net. His pass in there at one. And Hillier again pokes him back in behind the Oiler net. We're tied at 3. 2 minutes gone. Period number 2. Craig Muni. Cullen put a check on Glenn Anderson. The Penguins steal a pass, and center ice a shot by Dykstra. Deflected, goes over to Glenn Anderson. Anderson of the Oilers around for Muni. Now Zemlak steps into him. Zemlak went down to his wallet. Cullen trying to keep it in, goes to Cunnyworth. Cunnyworth shoots it behind the net, and Ranford gets the puck there, the Oiler goaltender. He throws it around the boards. Penguins keep it in. Now it comes to Cullen. His shot blocked. Cullen gets it back, looks for a trailer. Goes on the right side, a shot by Cunnyworth, and that's off the side of the goal. Cunnyworth to Pittsburgh. Now Zemlak. The Penguins with good pressure with this line on. Anderson checked by Zemlak, but he does fire it away off the sideboards, and it carries him back into the Penguins zone. Well, good shift there by the Cullen line with Zemlak and Cunnyworth. Here's a lead pass on the right side. Cullen's got Cunnyworth open. Backdoor pass, Cunnyworth there. He shot it up the post. His big Ben struck one. A great play by Cullen to set up Cunnyworth. But Cunnyworth's shot off the post. Now McCullen rambling back into the Penguins end. Giving the puck in front. Now Adams going right to the net. Runs into Wendell Young. And play is whistled down as Adams went right into the net. Well, Cunnyworth came that close to giving the Penguins the lead. We'll be back in a moment. 3-3 to score on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Now John Cullen spotted Randy Cunnyworth at the last second on a 2-on-1, and he realized the only way he was going to get the puck to him effectively was to wheel around and pirouette. He made a beautiful play on the backhanded pass, a backdoor pass. Cunnyworth kind of pushed it to the net. He got it underneath Ranford, but it went off the post, the inside of the post too. He missed by no more than about 2 inches of scoring the goal and giving the Penguins a 4-3 lead. Randy Cunnyworth has never scored against the Oilers in 9 career games.
Face off Penguin ice, and Gordon Dineen skating with the puck for Pittsburgh. Left wing pass to Troy Loney. He comes in. Loney runs interference, goes back to Dineen, and his wrist shot misfired. Couldn't find the target, and the Oilers come back the other way. Kevin McCullen Off a stick, right back into Oilers' eyes. Craig Redmond going to Greg Adams. It's Mark Lamb at center with Kevin McClellan and Greg Adams for Edmonton. And the Penguins countering here with a line that has Dan Quinn at center with Mark Recchi and Troy Loney. Loney's on the left wing, Recchi on the right side. Redmond of Edmonton gave it away to Bourque. Bourque on the left wing. Here's Quinn. He might have a chance. Edmonton in. Has to hurry. He's cut off by Charlie Huddy. Just left the puck in the corner. Trying to get back to get his own pass back as he held the stick of Huddy. Kevin McClellan turned around. Plays with the circle. Poke it free now. Kevin McClellan skates against Paul Coffey at center red. Dump it to the left side for Greg Adams. Trying to beat Hillier. Put it in front for McClellan. He's too well covered by Coffey. And the Penguins will sneak it ahead out of their own end back to center. Craig Muni turned around by Lemieux. Or Lemieux turned around by Muni. And the play going to Simpson. Craig Simpson of Edmonton, left wing, and the Oilers are offside. We'll pause right now. The scoreboard reads the Penguins 3, the Edmonton Oilers 3 on the Penguins Hockey Network. Is that our break? Oilers winger Craig Simpson drives a puck in behind the Penguin net. Simpson has 2 assists in the game, figured in the first 2 goals of the contest. Robbie Brown now going to Lemieux, coming to the Oilers in, breaking for the net is Bob Erie. Lemieux looks for him in front, but he can't get the deflection, and a penalty coming up, though, against Glenn Anderson. And that's what the speed of Bob Erie will do. He may not have gotten the shot off, but he drew the penalty against Glenn Anderson, who had to pull him down. And the Penguins will get a power play here. The Turkey will be right there on the table. We're tied at 3 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Well, Mario Lemieux laid a pass over that I'm sure would have been right there for Bob Erie had Glenn Anderson not interfered with Erie. So Anderson goes off. The Penguins on a power play, and Mike Maravich of Aliquippa is our contestant on the Stroh's power play contest.
Penguins are the #1 unit in the National Hockey League, 27.8 on the conversion rate. And they try and go to the center point of the Oilers in. It goes out of the zone, and Phil Bourque goes back. Looking for Coffey. Messier took it away from him. Mark Messier, though, off a skate, and it comes to the Penguins. Quinn now left side of Lemieux into the Oilers in. Stops on a dime. Lemieux halfway up near side, going to Coffey. Slam shot save made by Ranford. And on the rebound, it goes to the far corner. Messier trying to get it out. Can't do it. Goes behind the net. Muni stumbles a bit, falls down. On top of the puck, where is it? And low now, heading Brown from behind as Muni comes in also. Brown trying to dig it free. Play is whistled down. We'll get a face-off in the Oilers zone. 1:28 to go on the Anderson penalty. The Penguins' first power play chance of the night.
Penguins have allowed a league-leading 13 shorthanded goals, and the Oilers have scored a league-leading 20 shorthanded goals. The Penguins have to be aware of that.
But one of the key men on their lineup for scoring shorthanded goals is out. That's Esa Tikkanen.
Yeah, he's got 8 of them.
Quinn against Messier, a tough assignment for Quinn. Messier very strong in the face-offs. Loose, and the Penguins come up with it. Lemieux left side going to Coffey. Coffey center point. Messier stalks him, takes off down the right side. Coffey centers, it came off a body, going to Lemieux. Shoots it right on, and Ranford made the save. Boy, Lemieux got rid of that one in a hurry. Here's Messier coming back. Coffey trying to catch him. Messier turns, goes back into his own end. Giving the puck to Craig Muni. Muni right back to Kevin Lowe, and a giveaway by Lowe to Dan Quinn. Quinn right side, over to Robbie Brown. Left wing to Bourque. He's into the Oilers in, comes down, back to Lemieux. Mario near side. Comes down. He's figured in on all 3 Penguin goals. His 3 assists. Lemieux again with the puck. Left side of Coffey. Looks for Bourque. Goes that way. Bourque's going to not fake the shot. Hold it. Goes back to Coffey. They go left side. Lemieux is there. His shot. And Ranford read it well. Made the stick save on Mario Lemieux. And Lemieux can't cut it off as the Oilers clear. And it comes all the way again back to the Penguin blue line. Coffey with a full head of steam. Right side of Brown. It's the call. A 2-line pass against the Pens. Boy, Coffey flying out here tonight.
Sure is.
36 seconds to go on the penalty to the Oilers. 14:01 left in the period, and the Penguins and Oilers are tied at 3.
Well, the Oilers like to play a wide-open type of style. I mean, they can play defense as well as anybody in the league, but they're missing 3 big members of their defense. Steve Smith, Randy Gregg, and Jeff Bukaboom, all big guys who can close on you in a hurry and really take away a lot of ice in their own zone. And the Penguins are getting a lot more ice tonight than they'll see normally on the road. And the Oilers like to spread it out, particularly in their own end. They'll get those defensemen backing up and spreading out to set something up, get the flow going in the neutral zone, and Paul Coffey getting a lot of ice to work with here.
And Keith Acton swings the puck in behind the Penguin net as we are under now a half a minute to go in the penalty. Coffey slowly off the boards for John Cullen, who just came over for the Pens. Left wing pass for Cunnyworth. He's into the Oilers in off the boards, comes in, fakes a shot, now moves in, looks for somebody to pass to. Went to Cullen, the pass was too hard. Coffey on the right side. Gets it to Cullen. Man in front is Lemieux. Goes to him. Lemieux shoots. He scores. Mario Lemieux gives the Penguins a lead. The Penguins put it in. I thought it went in the first time. Now did it go in a second on a scramble?
It went in the second time. I think Cunningham was going to get the goal. The goal judge did not put the light on in the first place. Lemieux thought he had himself a goal. Ranford didn't know where the puck was. Well, I don't know. That's how the puck's sitting on the goal line. Ranford didn't know where the puck was himself, and that's why the Penguins were able to find it and put it in. Cullen made a smart play to Lemieux to get it to him, and Lemieux one-timed the puck over to Ranford. It went off the post, and it was laying right on the goal line. It never went in the net. And Ranford had no idea where it was. It was behind him. Cullen came around and took a whack at it, and John Cullen couldn't get it in either. And finally, the Oilers went in there to try to clear it, and Cullen finally worked it off the post and somehow went in. Went off the skate of one of the Oilers in front. It might have been Craig Muni. I'm not sure.
So the Penguins score a power play goal. The way Lemieux reacted, I'm not so sure Lemieux's shot didn't go in, Paul. I'm not sure that I agree with you that it didn't go in. I know the way it came off the pipe, but it came across the goal line, and the way Mario reacted.
Well, he thought it was in, but I don't think he could see that it didn't go in.
Well, it's going to be a goal for the Penguins one way or the other, I'm sure. It has to be.
Yeah, it is, because it went off the skate of one of the Oilers and into the net as they tried to clear it away.
Well, now they just have to figure out who put it in.
His 9th goal of the season. Scored on the power play by number 11, John Cullen.
Cullen won't get credit for the goal.
Number 66, Mario Lemieux.
Lemieux has his 4th point.
Number 77, Paul Coffey.
Coffey and Lemieux on the assist. Cullen gets the goal. It is a power play goal by the Penguins.
The Penguins goal scored by Cullen.
And Cullen gets it, his 9th of the year. Well, we might have reacted too soon, but the way Lemieux reacted on that play, it looked as though for sure that he had put the puck in.
Well, Lemieux thought he had himself a goal last night, and I think he did have one last night. That one never went in. It stayed right on the goal line. What a great angle that is to be able to see it on our replay monitor here.
It hit both posts.
And Cullen put it back over, and I think it went off one of the Oilers as the Oilers tried to clear it. Well, Cullen got another crack at it is what happened.
It's in. 4-3. The Penguins have the lead for the first time tonight. And it goes in behind the Pittsburgh goal. And Dave Hannon tap it ahead back to center. It will come to Craig Redmond. Redmond now going over to Charlie Huddy, and he'll bounce it up into the Penguin zone around to the right side for Jimmy Carson. Carson centering pass. Hauled in by Keith Acton of Edmonton, going down the right wing in the Penguin zone. Stops in the right wing corner. Centers in. It came off Wendell Young's stick, the Penguin goaltender. Outlet pass going to Dave Hannon. He'll wheel that puck back into Edmonton territory. Off a stick and hops right up into the air back to the neutral zone. Yari Curry. And the Penguins are down this game 3-1 and scored the last 3 goals. Robbie Brown, Paul Coffey, and now John Cullen connecting on the power play at 6:28 of the period. Craig Redmond of Edmonton trying to go to the Penguins end. He will down the left side, go in deep. Carson's in front. He can't handle that pass. On the right wing boards, Craig Simpson whack at it. Coffey now for the Penguins. Has a goal and 2 assists in this game. Lemieux has 4 points already. Mario with it. And Mario going to center red to Brown. Back to Bob Harry. Trying to get into the Oilers end. And there's going to be delayed offside coming up here. The Oilers have possession. That'll be waved off as they carry it out. Simpson going to Glenn Anderson. Anderson rifled again to the Penguin net area. And Wendell Young plays it back along the near boards. 4-3. The Penguins have the lead here in the second period. Glenn Anderson behind the Penguin net going to Craig Simpson. Shoulder check by Randy Hillier. The Oilers with some pressure right now. Anderson, Messier, and Craig Simpson. The trio on for Coach Glenn Sather. I mentioned co-coach too, John Muckler, also on the bench. Puck coming free to Lemieux. He can't get it out. Turned around by Messier now. It comes to the left side. A shot picked up by Simpson. Put it on. And Young save rebound. Messier hit the post. Mark Messier on the wrist shot. Caught the post. And the Penguins get a break there. And it comes back to center. Now Cunninworth earlier in the period had caught the pipe against Ranford. That'll even things up in that department as Messier's shot rung off the post. Cunninworth at the Edmonton blue line. Overskated the play. Lemieux is still out here for the Penguins. Anderson flip it high in the air. And reaching up with it in the glove to grab it is Wendell Young. Penguin goaltender held it long enough for a face-off. Penguins 4, the Oilers 3 here in the second period on the Penguins Hockey Network. To take the lead here in this hockey game against the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, an impressive comeback by the Penguins when you consider what happened to them last night and the fact that the long travel in here and then getting down as they did. It looked like it was going to be a long night, but they bounced back, showed some character here, and have taken the lead 4-3.
11 minutes left in second period action. Left point of the Penguins in. It comes to Charlie Huddy of the Oilers. His shot deflected off a leg, went over the near corner. Loney and McCullough turn each other around, or Dykstra it is, and now it's back to center circle. Mark Lamb of Edmonton settles it, goes into his own zone. Played up the sideboard beyond Huddy's reach. Quinn just pokes it back into the Oilers' right wing corner. And we've got a penalty coming up here. Somebody tried to elbow Danny Quinn. I think the Oilers are going to be shorthanded now. Mark Lamb is going to be sent off here, apparently for elbowing. And it gives the Penguins another chance on the power play. Well, they're 1 for 1 in the league's best power play unit. And Mark Lamb, the rookie, gets a seat.
Yeah, he took a run at Danny Quinn in the neutral zone, and he deserves the penalty that he got. Mark Lamb acquired in the waiver draft by the Oilers from the Detroit Red Wings in 1987, getting a chance to play with all the injuries. Well, the other night, Chris Joseph was killing penalties in a 5-on-3 situation. He was one of 3 players on the ice. Glenn Sather giving him an opportunity to show what he can do, although he brings him off in this situation and replaces him. Charlie Huddy and Kevin Lowe come on. Kevin Lowe played the playoffs last year with a sprained wrist and 3 cracked ribs.
He says he wants to play in Russia.
Actually.
He wants to play in the USSR someday, if it was possible. Wouldn't mind playing in the league there. So it sounds unique and different, but he said he wouldn't mind taking an opportunity to play. And he said, I'm not kidding you. And they talked about Fedosov coming over to play for New Jersey, and he said, I'd like to be maybe the first player to go over there and play.
The only thing that would keep me from doing that is a team meals. I don't think I can handle that.
Here's the play now to the Penguins in, and Bork now on the power play with Coffey. Bork right side going to Brown, and a lead pass to Lemieux into the Oilers zone. Lemieux, right wing pass over to Dan Quinn, Oilers territory to Coffey, wide open center point. Had to hurry it, and a good play by Jari Kurri to get back and get a piece of that shot by Coffey. Looked as though Coffey was going to have clear sailing to get the shot off quickly, but Kurri got a piece of it. Now here's Lemieux again, swinging up the boards, around to the right side of the Oilers zone. It comes to Robbie Brown. Short pass to Coffey. They look for the open man, and it's Robbie Brown. Around the net to Quinn. Lemieux's in front. He put it up the skater. Ranford just goes right in front. Lemieux thought he had it in, and no, it's not there. Lemieux thought he had it in, or is he going to give him a goal? Yes, Lemieux's going to get it. Lemieux will get this goal. That one will count. Lemieux pointed as though the puck were in, and I think Mario was able to get a stick on it, and he should get the goal. And the Penguins get another power play goal and lead 5-3. Unbelievable goals here in this period.
And Mario has had to beg the goal judge to put the light on here in the last.
Never did put it on. Again, never did put it on again.
Now the last time the goal judge made the right call, I'm convinced of that. That puck never went in. But last night, Eldon Reddick reached back and pulled the puck out of the net. It was difficult for the goal judge to see it because the stick was hiding the puck. And there was no doubt in my mind the puck went in last night. Somebody mentioned that Lemieux also got a goal this year after time had expired. Remember, against New Jersey on New Year's Eve. So in a way, I guess justice was served. But this time the puck on the doorstep, Lemieux hammered at it about 4 times. And he put it off the body of Ranford and felt that the puck had gone in.
Well, McCurry was right there, and he saw the play. I'll say that. He was in position, the right position to make the call.
I think the puck,
Bob Hall.
Yep, and I think it went off Ranford's backside, and his backside was in the net. And that's why Lemieux felt that he had a goal.
Well, 10-15. So did Bob Hall. So the Penguins get another power play goal. They're 2 for 2 in the power play, and they now lead 5-3. Lemieux has 5 points. And here is the puck turned away into the Edmonton end. Remember, we played just halfway through this hockey game.
The Pittsburgh goal, his 51st goal.
Redmond handles the puck up the left side to Jari Kurri. Kurri to center, shoots it into the Penguins end, and it'll come to Keith Acton. Acton going to Carson. And Carson now can't make a play. The Penguins from behind their own cage. Dave Hannon, he leads the way back. Hannon right wing to Mark Recchi. Recchi shoots it in off the wood, and it comes around to the near side of the Edmonton zone. In for it is Dykstra, but he can't get to it. And Redmond plays it to Kurri. Almost a giveaway there. Dykstra unable to get to it as Jimmy Carson handles it. The Oilers right now appear to be a little disorganized. They're behind in this game. The Penguins have outshot them heavily in the period. Penguins already in the period have 9 shots. The Oilers but 2. And the Penguins lead 5-3. Hannon again races back for the pen. Shoots it in. And the Penguins go to a quick change. Muni clears the zone for Edmonton. Left side. It comes now through to Kurri. Jari Kurri, Penguin ice. Looked on the right wing for Craig Muni. Muni backhanded away behind the Penguin goal. After that puck will be Gord Dineen. Dineen kicks it over. Mark Recchi will try and clear. Soft pass. Didn't get it out. He was knocked down. Kurri now left wing corner. And Dave Hunter in for the puck. He can't get a handle on it. The Penguins will, and John Cullen comes back 3-on-3. Kicked the puck. He had a broken stick also and has to come to the bench. He got himself a new blade. The puck hopping in behind the Oiler net, and Craig Muni with a long lead pass. Let's see if anybody touched this. I don't believe they did. We should get an icing call. Dineen will touch it for the Penguins, and we'll break. 8:06 to go in the second period. Pittsburgh 5, Edmonton 3, here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Mike Maravich of Aliquippa picks up a $100 bill, as does Helen McGovern of Mars, Pennsylvania. Compliments of the 2 power play goals by the Penguins. Dan Quinn picks up the assist on Mario Lemieux's power play goal. 51st.
Well, 2 plays right around the Oiler net. And the Penguins cash in on 2 power play goals. They are 2 for 2. And the Oilers now come racing back towards the Penguins end. Glenn Anderson right side. Drop it in front for Messier. Check from behind by Cunneyworth. Now Messier in front to Anderson. He shot it wide of the net. Boy, he had a big chance there. On the right wing boards, Craig Simpson trying to find Glenn Anderson. Anderson goes back to the blue line. Gave it away though Cunneyworth though, and the Penguins have possession. Dan Quinn turned it right back to Craig Muni. And the puck hops back into the Oilers zone. Kevin Lowe defensively. Lemieux is back on here for the Penguins. Goes to the right side of the Penguins end. Chasing for Messier. Heel center, but Simpson couldn't pull the trigger. Left point. Here's Huddy. Shooting one. The stop is made by Young off his right leg. Lemieux picks up the mail. Swing on left wing pass to Cunneyworth. Going to the Oiler line and cut up by Joseph, but it comes free to Quinn. Lemieux's cutting for the net. He tried to put it between the circles as he drove down the lane. The pass was behind him. The Penguins have to go back and regroup at their own line as the Oilers spin it back to the Penguins zone. Played by Hillier right to an Oiler. It is Charlie Huddy. His long slap shot. That'll miss the target. The Oilers again. Peter behind the Penguin net, and Adams comes over. He'll center. That went right by everybody. Comes all the way back into the Oiler net area, and Bill Ranford to replace Grant Fuhrer. It's his game now to win or lose. He gave up a couple goals. Lemieux trying to get to that puck as Joseph misplayed it. Can't do that though, and here along the near side of the Oilers zone is Kevin McCullen. Lemieux wants off. McCullen steers the puck into the Penguins end of the rink. And Wendell Young goes for the puck. Around the right wing boards. Now knocked down the play was Wendell Young. His stick is way out of the position on the far side. The Penguins do shoot it to the Oiler net area. That went wide, and Young's able to retrieve his stick as he lost it in a scramble around the Penguin goal. Back come the Oilers and Mark Lamb. He's going to dump it in and chase off a relief here. 6:17 to go in the period. Penguins with a 5-3 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. And Dave Hannon cruising with some space. Curry trying to cut him off. He flips it on the backhand. Bouncing right in behind the Oiler goal. The Edmonton Oilers again start out on a 3-man rush to center. Yari Curry to the Penguins end. Got across the ice. Try to backdoor it. Can't do it. Lowe takes the puck. He lost it. Here are the Penguins with Recchi. A chance back one-on-one. Recchi against Mooney, trying to cut around him, and Mooney just reached his stick in and knocked it off his blade. It'll come to the near corner. The Oilers finding an open man in Kevin Lowe. Relay to center to Curry. Looks over his right shoulder. Is going to carry the puck in, but Acton went ahead of the play, and the Oilers are offside.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll turn to page...
And we'll be offside momentarily for 30 seconds. 5-3 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Honors goals by the double trouble numbered players Paul Coffey, Mario Lemieux, Rob Brown, and Zarley Zalapski. Each goal is worth $25 to Make-A-Wish Foundation. With a goal scored tonight, Brown, Coffey, and Lemieux all getting goals. Simmons Business Systems has donated $2,700 to Make-A-Wish.
Oilers in Penguin ice, and Craig Redmond breaks in deep to the right wing corner, looks for a man cutting for the net. It's Messier, a backhand shot. That's blocked. Penguins are going to get a penalty here. Phil Bourque tripped one of the Oilers in front of the net. It was Craig Simpson. And the Oilers will go to work with a man advantage. They are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Penguins are 2 for 2. Hey, they're bringing the truck and tractor pull here to the Northlands Coliseum, too. I just saw it on the board, as they are the Civic Arena. And Robot will be in. Yeah. Bourque gets the call.
2 minutes for tripping. Time 14 minutes 37.
The penalty comes at 14:37. And the Oilers employ the power play right now, trying to get back into it. They trail by 2.
We saw Glenn Sather, as I mentioned earlier, in the airport in Minneapolis on the way to Winnipeg, and he was in the phone booth the entire time, presumably trying to swing some deals.
Yeah, changing uniforms.
Yeah, right.
Here's the right point of the Pens in. It comes to Huddy, left side. We'll give the puck to Craig Redmond. Redmond winded around to the near wing. The Oilers on the power play. Lemieux's out here killing the penalty, along with Dave Hannon. Messier, Dykstra and Johnson on the backside. Messier going center point to Huddy, shoots it. That hits somebody in front. Johnson hauled down Craig Simpson. And we got a face-off in the Penguins in. Jimmy Johnson just really reached his arms around and pulled Simpson down. But that's not an unfamiliar position for Simpson to be in, really, the way he works around that net. He's big and strong and tough to move out of there, and you have to try and upend him. And a lot of times, a lot of his goals will come from him right in close around that net, too, when he's going down. He showed me, boy, just before he was traded to the Penguins, the big year he had last year, starting off ball and his desire to go to the net, and he's going to be a real good one for a long time, Craig Simpson.
Well, Scotty Bowman's in town, and he was talking about Simpson today. He just takes an unbelievable beating. He really does.
Yeah.
And he has since his rookie year. And he noticed that teams do go after him and knock him around more than they do some other players. Ronnie Hextall commented about that today, too, in the papers. We'll get to that later.
Up with it is Messier, and the Penguins in on the power play. The Oilers down 5-3, trying to get a goal here. Here's Redmond with the puck. He shoots it, deflected by Lemieux, and Mario handles it. Mario's going to try and cover it. I think it's a broken stick. He had to let that stick go. Hand pass called, and it's called against Lemieux. Anderson not happy. Lemieux had to drop that stick. He broke his stick in the play. And then elected to do the wise thing, and that's just showing you're thinking there.
Well, he's always thinking. There's no doubt about that.
A minute 24 to go on the Bork Minor. You wonder at times why more players don't do that, use the hand pass. Rangers of Vancouver tied 2-2 in the second. Quebec leads Calgary now 3-2 in the third. And here it's 5-3 Penguins over the Oilers in the second period. The Oilers have been held to just 4 shots in this period. They stormed the Penguins the first 2 minutes of the game.
It's kind of nice to see Lemieux break out here in Edmonton, let the fans see what he's all about, because he's had his tough times here against the Oilers. Well, for the one game that you remember, I wasn't at that game when he outplayed Gretzky defensively more than anything else, just took his game away from him, and the Penguins beat the Oilers. That was the last time they beat him here.
The only time, 7-4. And here's Lemieux now from the draw. Puck will come to Bob Airy, try to get it out. A weak attempt. It comes to Redmond into the far corner for Simpson. Craig Simpson turned around by Jimmy Johnson. Now with possession will be Glenn Anderson. Left point pass to Redmond, right side. Huddy has it for the Oilers. Shoots it. Where is it? Yes, it's in. Huddy shot that puck and it got by Wendell Young, and it's a 5-4 game. I don't know if it was deflected in, but Huddy got a goal from 45, and I think he got it into the inside of the post on the far side from the right wing circle. Simpson was in front of that net. He might have got a stick on it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't look like anybody got a stick on it. Looked like the only one who got a stick on it was Wendell Young, but it went off his stick and into the net. A sharp angle. Just went straight in. Simpson did wave at it, but I don't think he got a piece of it. It either hit the post and came back out and hit Young and went in, or it went off his stick and into the net. It was hard to tell.
It's a power play goal by the Oilers. They make it 5-4 as Huddy gets the goal all the way. So the Oilers now back within 1. Here they are on the move to the Penguins in. Simpson cover the net. Messier has it, his backhander, and he missed the cage. And play is stopped as the puck hopped right on the back of the net. Again, Huddy, the goal scorer, his 10th of the year for the Edmonton Oilers, and a power play goal it was.
That's his 6th power play goal, but there was a time when Charlie Huddy was the Oilers' main man on the power play, he and Coffey. And last year he kind of made a comeback of sorts. When the Oilers lost Coffey, they needed some more production out of Huddy, and he came through for them. Glenn Simpson just missed the net on a backhand shot.
Everybody's got their arms raised tonight. It's all score night. Everybody thinks the puck is in. Simpson had his arms up with the shot by Messier. He had Wendell Young winning the wrong way, too, but he just missed the net on that last play. To the right of Young, the face-off, Jimmy Carson out here with Keith Acton and Yari Curry. Penguins countering with Dave Hanner, Mark Recchi, and Troy Loney. The Penguins move it back to center circle. Loney runs into the Oilers' Craig Muni. Puck's still free, and it goes to Recchi down the right wing. Drop pass to Hannon. Hannon shoots one. That'll miss the Oiler goal. Giving up the near corner. Troy Loney of Pittsburgh cuts behind the net. Forgot the puck, though, as Kevin Lowe checked it aside. Loney goes back into the near corner, battling for possession again. Working the corners hard are Hannon and Loney. But the Oilers come out, and Kevin Lowe tried to play it out and couldn't. Loney again with pressure. Put it in between the circles. Ranford comes out and trying to clear. He's out of position. Bork has it, but he can't get a shot off. He was too far to the right point at his back turn. He couldn't get a good shot off. The Oilers pick up the puck, and they start right back with the Penguins in. Harry Curry. Curry spinning move. Now coming to the right wing circle. Shoots it. Stop made by Wendell Young, and he juggles and holds on. Harry Curry dancing with that puck. Got the shot off, and Wendell Young made the save. 5-4 the score here in Edmonton. Pittsburgh leading on the Penguins Hockey Network. Buffalo this afternoon in overtime beat Boston 6-5 at the Boston Garden. The Rangers of Vancouver tied at 2 in the second. And Chicago and St. Louis in the first period, they are tied at 1. Right wing circle, Penguins in. The Oilers win the draw. Chris Joseph right side. His shot, that was hit a leg. Caroms right to Steve Dykstra, the former Oiler. Penguins picked him up prior to the start of the season on the waiver list. The waiver draft, Dave Hunter in battling. Hunter was picked up on the waiver ramp from Winnipeg and then put on waivers, and the Oilers picked him up. This is last week and scored a goal against the Jets in the game that they played against the Winnipeg on Wednesday. We've got an icing call against the Penguins with 2:54 to go here in the period.
Boy, Chris Joseph, you know, is listed as 6'2", but I bet you he's grown another 1.5 inches since he left the Penguins. He looks like he's growing like a weed.
He is big.
He's huge. I mean, he really is. He looks like a big puppy dog yet. I mean, he's just a kid, only 19 years old. And he scored an absolutely gorgeous goal against the Winnipeg Jets the other night. He took it from center ice and went around a couple of people and walked in and scored on the backhand and showed that great skating ability.
Well, I told you they have a youngster on the bench tonight, Francois Leroux, who is 6'6", 220. Joseph won't get his height, but he's very, very well put together. Big, strong kid. You wonder how big they can get with the ability, the skating ability that he has, too. They're just getting larger and larger. And he was quoted in the papers in Winnipeg as saying that he was 6'5", and somebody that checked him was smaller. And I asked him today on the bus coming over, Paul, are you 6'5" now? And he said, no, 6'4 and a half. I said, you're just like a little 5-year-old who wants to be 6, and so he says he's 5.5. A little smile on his face. Now 5 is a magic number for him already. He's got 5 points. Penguins again guilty of an icing play. A goal and 4 assists for Mario. And now, with a total on the year of 127 points, 215 is the all-time NHL record set by Wayne Gretzky. And Lemieux is 88 away and counting from tying that.
Come on.
Another face-off Penguin ice. Messier against Lemieux, and Messier won the draw to Simpson. He'll fire one. That'll be partially deflected on the way to the net. Bob Airy trying to clear it out. Well, the Penguins rallied from a 3-1 deficit to tie the game in the first period. Late to get a 3-3, and the Oilers trying to do the same here. They're down by 1. Another face-off coming up as they jam in on the boards in the Penguin zone.
Bob Airy has been the victim of, well, basically the whole team not playing well in the last 2 games, and then you start to see the stats show it, and Bob Airy a -5 in his last 2 games. And he's the guy who leads the club in the plus-minus department.
Lemieux and Messier this time right wing circle on the face-off. Messier won it cleanly the last time they did it, and he does it again, going to Anderson in between the circles. Anderson shoots the puck. That hit a stick, went wide of the cage. Hillier of Pittsburgh trying to get it out, and it's away. You know, you really wonder, with all the gift and the ability that Mario Lemieux has, and nobody can question that at all, the hands that he has, why he isn't better on the face-offs. It really is something. That's been one part of his game really that he doesn't excel at. He excels at everything else with the exception of face-offs.
I just don't think he gets the leverage. He won that draw, but he just doesn't get the leverage that some guys get on the draw. Maybe if he spread his skates out a little bit more and move that hand down on the stick, that's what people have said.
Here's Bob Airy. The thing about it is, and the Pens are offside coming to the Edmonton line, well, they're going to get a lot of practice here. We've had about 10 face-offs in the last 3 minutes. But with the hands that he has, he's so quick with the hands, you would think that he'd have the advantage over somebody when the puck was dropped. But it just doesn't read that way. It doesn't happen.
Well, he's going against a tough customer in Mark Messier right here.
Boy, Messier just makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
Yep.
Just cleanly wins that draw. Back it goes to Kevin Lowe. And Lowe now over to Craig Redmond. Redmond going to center red. Drill it in behind the Pittsburgh net. Young came over. He's out of that cage. It comes around, though, and out of the zone. Right back to the Edmonton line. Craig Redmond. 5-4. Pittsburgh with 1:50 to go in the second period. Redmond finding Mark Messier. Cut around Lemieux. Poke checked away by Coffey, however, and it comes right to Glenn Anderson. Now to Messier. Storms his way to the Penguins end. Left side to Anderson. Slap shot, and Young went right by him, and now Simpson ran into Wendell Young and knocked him flying, and Simpson got a penalty on this. Greg Simpson did hit goaltender Wendell Young. And the Oiler forward's going to get an interference call for knocking down Wendell Young. Well, that's what you were talking about, Hextall alluding to, that Craig Simpson at times will run into goaltenders with an excuse-me type of situation, but he feels it's become too commonplace for Simpson in hitting goaltenders. in around that net, and he's very smart and clever at doing it, and he got Wendell Young cleanly, and I can relate to that because I think Simpson was trying to get a piece of Young on that play. I really do.
Well, Glenn Anderson fired a bullet of a slap shot right at Wendell Young's head, and he had to move his head out of the way of the shot. Just as he was moving his head to his left to get out of the way of the shot, Simpson came in and just drilled him and knocked him flying, and he's face down on the ice right now. And we saw Fuhr get hit from behind and suffer whiplash, and that's what can happen. You don't know the guy's coming, it just snaps your head. Young seems to be getting himself back together here. Skip Thayer out to take a look at him. Simpson skated back over towards Wendell Young too, Mike, as if they're just kind of like stalking him almost. I thought for a moment he was going to see if he was all right, but there was no way he was interested in whether or not he was all right. And Simpson just going to the net the way he has been taught and the way he does it all the time. It's not necessarily that he's going after goaltenders. He's just going after the one place where he can score goals from. He has to score 90% of his goals from about 6 feet in front.
Well, the way he used his hip on that, I know him very well too, but I can see him the way he read the play. He wasn't going to get to the puck. He had an opportunity with Young a little bit out of that net. He moved his hip, it seemed to me, just a little bit out of the way to try and get a piece of him. And he's so big, he's a big boy too, Craig Simpson. And he knocked Young and got an interference call, the penalty at 18:28. And here are the Penguins on a power play, 2 for 2 on the night. Boy, wouldn't a goal be big here. Here's Lemieux back on with John Cullen and Robbie Brown. Coffey and Bourque will take the points. Face off in the Edmonton zone. The right wing circle. Messier against Cullen, a pair of number 11s. Let's see how Cullen fares against Messier, who made it look so easy against Lemieux, but he's going to have to go against Mario because Cullen is waved out. Lemieux won the draw. Back to the right side. It comes to Coffey. Near wing. The Bourque back into the near corner. They put Lemieux around to the right side now. They change the power play a bit. Bourque going near wing to John Cullen. Back to Bourque. Shoots one. The stop is made by Ranford. On the rebound, Cullen swings it behind the net. Kevin Lowe. What a nice play, but he gave it away to Cullen. Cullen to Coffey. Shooting. Save made by Ranford, who held his ground very nicely on Coffey. And the puck turned away by the Oilers back to center. Coffey trying to go to Brown. Brown looked for Lemieux on a backdoor pass, but stolen by the Oilers. Craig McTavish. McTavish into Penguin ice. He's knocked down on the play. Coffey finds Brown with a minute to go in the period. Robbie Brown looks for Coffey. Lemieux's working the right side of the zone now. Takes a pass into the Oilers end. Drop pass back to Coffey, left point. Coffey moves in deep. Coffey goes across. There's Lemieux. He's right there. One-on-one his shot, and he missed the net. It'll come off the near side and cleared by Messier. Right back to center circle. Bourque now with 38 to go in the period. Penguins on the power play the rest of the way. They drove it to the Oilers end. Brown came over, took the check to make that play. Big play by Brown there. Remember it. Behind the net, it goes to Cullen. Cullen looks in front. Can't find Lemieux. Now goes cross rink, and it's off a stick, and it hops back. Robbie Brown took a check to make sure that puck and an opportunity to stay in. Little things you can't measure. Which doesn't show up in the score. In the box score. Here's Coffey trying to get in. Lost the puck, and the Oilers go the other way. 10 seconds to go in the period. Lemieux knocked it right out of the air, and a high stick called against the Pens. That'll bring the face off to the left of Wendell Young with 7 seconds to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Edmonton Oilers would like to
So the Penguins will carry this penalty over. Into the third period, they already lead 5-4 against Edmonton. And the Penguins have not lost a game in which they've had the lead going to the third period this year.
Moms of the dance during the remainder of this hockey season.
But right now, they've got to worry about losing a face-off here in their own end. With 7 seconds to go, they've got to be careful.
Funny you mentioned Lemieux's great abilities, and one of the things he does really well is knock pucks out of the air with that stick.
This is kind of interesting here. The Pens going with Hannon, Loney, and rookie Mark Recchi here with 7 seconds to go with a face-off in their own end. And let's see if the checking line that they have out here can shut it down. Let's see what happens. Hannon against Glenn Anderson. Battle for the puck, and it will come to Dykstra, and time will run out. Rubriaco showing some faith in the rookie Recchi out here in a tough situation. Penguins respond, and we play 2 periods here at Edmonton, and the Penguins now have the lead. The Penguins 5, the Oilers 4 on the Penguins Hockey Network. Seeing well, the Penguins have a 5-4 lead over the Edmonton Oilers through 2 periods of play, and the Penguins getting a couple of power play goals in the period. John Cullen is 9th of the year at 6:28. And then Mario Lemieux is 51st of the campaign at 10:15 to give the Penguins a 5-3 lead. The Oilers, though, closed with a power play goal of their own at 15:29. Charlie Huddy from Redmond and Anderson. And we've got a 5-4 game. Lemieux on the game for the Pens has right now a 5.9, has figured in on every Penguin goal. He has a goal and 4 assists. The shots in the period, Pittsburgh with 11 shots. They now have a total of 24 against the Oilers, and the Oilers finished with just 6 after 15 in the first period. They now have 21. Penguins return home to meet the Winnipeg Jets on Wednesday night. Detroit's coming to town on Saturday, and the Penguins will love nothing better than to try and close it out here with a victory on this trip. They've got a 4-game winless streak going right now, and right now they're in the driver's seat with a 1-goal lead. They are 18-0-1 when they have the lead going to the third period. Paul Steigerwald had a chance earlier to talk to Craig Simpson, the former Penguin. We'll join that interview in just a moment right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Legendary Laurel Valley Golf Club, located just 1 hour's drive from Pittsburgh and Ligonier, PA, is the site of the 1989 U.S. Senior Open. See golfing greats like Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, Chichi Rodriguez, and Miller Barber as they compete for senior golf's most prestigious title, June 26th to July 2nd. Choice seat outlets have season and individual day tickets for the 89 Senior Open at Laurel Valley Golf Club. And Big Bird, Bert and Ernie, Grover, and all your favorite Sesame Street characters are returning to the Civic Arena now through Sunday, January 22nd. So tomorrow's the last day. An all-new musical stage show. Big Bird and the ABC's featured 90 minutes of singing, dancing, and a special alphabet lesson that's out of this world. Tickets for Sesame Street, Big Bird, Bert and Ernie, Grover, and all your favorite characters available at all choice seat outlets. Penguins will have an off for interference. 28 seconds remaining on it. After 2 periods, the Penguins lead the Edmonton Oilers by a score of 5-4 here at the Northlands Coliseum. The Oilers and the Penguins over this last stretch have had trouble scoring goals. The Penguins really have had their tough time scoring at even strength, but they have a couple of power play goals here tonight and also a couple of even strength goals, 3 of them, and that's a good sign, I think, Mike. That's something the Penguins need to get back to doing, is putting that puck in the net, particularly if they're going to be without Barrasso for a week or two. They're going to have to make up for it by just putting the puck in the net at the other end a little more often.
Well, Mario Lemieux has helped carry this club an awful lot during the course of the season, too. And Mario, as we said, has been involved in all 5 Penguin goals here tonight. And I would think it's going to take a strong third period by him, too, to maintain the lead over the Oilers, who still have some capability of scoring goals despite not having Wayne Gretzky. Lemieux in that period had 4 shots. He was held without a shot in the first period, and Coffey now has 7 total on the night. The Oilers are led by Glenn Anderson, who has 4. All right, we'll be back here in, it's Edmonton, isn't it? Yeah, that's where we are. We're going home tomorrow. Yeah. 5-4 Penguins on the Penguins Hockey Network.
John Cullen gave it to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux fired it off the skate of Ranford. It went off the post. Cullen took a whack at it. The Oilers tried to clear it, and Cullen said, "Thank you very much." Took it and put it right back into the net. Lemieux thought he had himself the goal at first, but then Cullen ended up with it.
Then Lemieux in a big scramble around the net got his 51st to make it 5-3 Pittsburgh, and Huddy had a power play goal at 15:29 to make it 5-4 as we get ready for the third period. Out of town US Air scoreboard, the Islanders tonight have defeated Minnesota 8-6, a lot of scoring. Minnesota in that game outshot the Islanders 44-25, including a 24-9 advantage in the first period, but they come up short on the score. They got 2-1 at the end of one. The Islanders then had a 4-3 lead going to the third period. The Islanders scored 4 times in the third, Minnesota 3, and an 8-6 Islander win over Minnesota. Also out of town, Buffalo beat Boston 6-5, so a lot of scoring in the NHL today and tonight. In overtime, Buffalo won it. At the end of 2, Vancouver leads the Rangers now 4-3. Chicago and St. Louis tied at 1 in the second period, and Quebec still leading 3-2 over Calgary in the third at Quebec City. As Paul mentioned to you, the Penguins have the advantage here for 28 seconds in the power play to begin the third period. As Craig Simpson will take a seat. And Lemieux joined by Bob Airy and Robbie Brown. So not a typical power play unit. Bob Airy usually does not play on it. Hillier and Coffey back, so really Gino Bianco doesn't appear to want to push the cause here at all. Just let the time tick off. Apparently more of a defensive role than he would anything else. Here's Lemieux into the Oilers in, though, from the faceoff, comes down, comes with a backhand, not much on it. He's knocked down on the play, too. It goes in behind Net around to the near side to Hillier. Out to Robbie Brown. Brown around the net to Bob Erie, and he can't deflect it in. Lemieux has a stick held on the play by Craig Muni. Worked out in front. 7 seconds to go on the penalty. And back come the Oilers. Mark Messier. Messier kills the time as he drops it back into his own end. And Chris Joseph, the young defenseman, only 19, pointed up Lemieux's skates. It comes to Simpson, who just came on the ice, and the Oilers backhanded away to the Penguins zone. They'll be called for icing here. Hillier will touch it. And now bring it back into the Oilers' end. Well, the Penguins almost had a good scoring chance coming down. I don't think it really was by design to push the attack up, working with the power play unit, but they did get an opportunity.
Lemieux just kind of stayed behind the net after falling down. I think if he'd have gotten back out around the net, he might have had himself a chance too, but he kind of waited before he decided to get back into the play, and by the time he did decide, it was too late. The Oilers were able to clear the puck.
This is our hot shot contestant for the third.
It'll be Ray Stein of Menneson, Pennsylvania. Rob Brown is his hot shot. And we're up to $700 worth of groceries in the jackpot.
Bob Erie, Robbie Brown, Paul Coffey, John Cullen, and Mario Lemieux have been goal scorers tonight for the Penguins. For the Oilers, Glenn Anderson, Mark Messier, Keith Acton have scored. Here's a puck in front of the Oiler net, and going for it is Troy Loney. Whacked at Bill Ranford. The puck free. Ranford's out of the goal, but the Oilers have control of it. Chris Joseph also scoring for the Oilers tonight was Charlie Huddy in the second period. Joseph's pass off a skate, but it does come through to Jimmy Carson. Left wing over to Curry in the Penguins end, trying to put it between the circles, and Phil Bourque read the play nicely. And the pitch steered to center. Bourque's back in a defensive position now for the Pens with Gordon Deneen. He's going to come off. The Penguins go to a change. The Oilers bring it up. Joseph slanted ahead off the board. Intended for Jimmy Carson, stolen by John Cullen. Now to Randy Cunnyworth, back to Cullen. To the Oilers line, long slip shot. He hit the post to the right of Ranford. And it'll come off now to Cunnyworth on the far board. Dan Quinn in digging for the puck. Turned around by Joseph, but here's Cunnyworth with it. Minute and a half gone in the second period. Joseph has been out here a long time for the Oilers. I think he wants to try and get off, and he can't do it right now. Yeah, he will be able to. One over the glass and up into the seats. Let's pause for station identification here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Pittsburgh goal and 1 assist. Pittsburgh's big goal scored by Lemieux. The assists to number 10, Dan Quinn, and number 44, Rob Brown. On the Oilers' fourth goal, a change in story. The Oilers.
Well, they made a change on the Huddy goal. Craig Simpson will get credit for the goal for the Oilers. Huddy will get an assist on it. And Redmond, so Anderson is scratched. We also had a change on one of the Penguin goals, an assist or something, but we're not quite sure. I don't believe the goal changed. And here at center ice is Kevin McCullen with the puck for the Edmonton Oilers. Dish it off to the Penguins end. It goes in behind the Pittsburgh goal. And Wendell Young move it around to the near wing. Dan Quinn sneak it back to center. The Oilers set up shop one more time. Redmond and Lowe pair together. Redmond's pass beyond the reach of Mark Lamb and John Cullen. Leaving the puck for Dan Quinn. So Quinn plays on the right wing. Cullen was hit in the face. And play is going to be stopped here.
High stick, Bobby, automatic.
Bob Hall. Somebody yells at Bob Hall. Should be an automatic. We'll see what happens. 5-4 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network. Well, there'll be no penalty on the play at all. Cullen's gone to the bench, and Lemieux returns to the ice. Quebec now leading Calgary 4-2 in the third period at Quebec City. Coffey now talking to referee Bob Hall. I think what Coffey wants to know is why wasn't a penalty called if Cullen was cut.
You got the big guns out there right now. You got the offense against offense at center ice with Ben Saylor going with Mark Messier against Mario Lemieux. And you know both lines are going to get their chances when these two lines are on the ice. Simpson and Anderson on either side of Messier, Brown and Erie on either side of Lemieux.
And the Penguins have possession from their own zone. Randy Hillier giving the puck to Paul Coffey. Played up the sideboards, rink-wide pass intended for Robbie Brown. That's not there. Kevin Lowe finds Craig Simpson, who did pick up the goal for the Oilers. And for Simpson, that was his 17th of the year. But the Penguins now take it away. And Hillier poke it through traffic into the Oilers zone. Kevin Lowe behind his own net. 5-4, the Penguins lead here in the third period. Messier takes an outlet pass, coming back with the Oilers to the Penguin stripe. He'll break down that right wing. He's still got the legs. Poke checked away nicely by Coffey, counterattacking, but he running to his own man, Robbie Brown. Slows it down. Brown gets the puck back to Bob Erie. Erie with Simpson on him. Erie still coming to the net. He shoots it and went wide. Simpson had knocked him down on the play. Bob Erie has hustled and played hard tonight for the Pens. Simpson now corrals the puck. Simpson leave it inside the Penguin line. And Hilliard directs it over to the far corner of his own end to defense partner Paul Coffey. Coffey up on the play to center. Off the stick of Troy Loney, who just stepped over. Can't hold the pass, but he bangs Kevin Lowe, trying to keep the puck alive on the Oilers' zone. And Loney doing a good job of doing that. To Mark Recchi. Recchi comes out of the corner, stripped of the puck. And the Oilers come back with a three-man rush to the Penguin line. Yari Curry take it to the right wing board. Bork belts him, trying to get the puck out of the zone, and he does. The Oilers have to set up again and get back onside. They will with the puck in his own blue line is Charlie Huddy. To Muni and back to Charlie Huddy. Good strong rush to the Penguin strike. Comes down to the left side, a shot by Dave Hunter, and it's stopped by Young. Young behind him. Bill Bork put it right behind the net, away from the goal. Young didn't know where that puck was, but Bork reached in and poked it away from behind him and wide of the cage. Knocked off the wood and back down deep into Edmonton territory. The Penguins will be called for icing here. And a very tense moment there as the Oilers almost tied the game. 15:52 to go here in the third period. Dave Hunter, the former Penguin, got that shot off. It trickled between the legs of goaltender Wendell Young. And then Bork, as we said, swept it right off the doorstep to keep it out of the cage.
Hunter scored a goal for the Oilers the other night, his first goal this season for them against the Winnipeg Jets. He's got a good snapshot. He just takes a real short little swing, and he just lets it go. He really can fire it. He surprises goaltenders, and he almost drove in that one right through the pads of Wendell Young.
Jimmy Carson with Hunter on left wing, and the right winger now Yari Curry. So Glenn Sather mixing his lines up a little in an effort to try and get the Oilers back into it. Penguins all force it up ice. Quinn and Cunnyworth on either side of John Cullen, so they've got Danny Quinn working the right wing. Move back in behind the Oiler goal. Edmonton's Craig Redmond giving the puck to Charlie Huddy. 4.5 gone in the third period. And bounced away into the Penguin end. It's from the right wing board, shot towards the net. Young got a piece of that. Jimmy Johnson offensively for Pittsburgh. Force it up ahead, back to the Oilers zone.
I'm surprised how much the Oiler defense backs off in the offensive zone, and the Penguins have had a much easier time coming out of their own end as a result.
And from center ice, the Penguins try and penetrate the Oilers in, but they're guilty of an offside play with 15:08 to go in the third. 5-4 Pittsburgh on the Penguins Hockey Network. The Coliseum in Edmonton. Well, actually, it's just a little bit below the freezing mark and not much snow here at all in Edmonton. Quite a bit in Winnipeg, to say the least.
They've had record snowfall in Winnipeg.
Here's Lowe. Driving the puck into the Penguin right wing corner. Bob Airy goes back. And he'll play it around to the right wing for Robbie Brown. Brown has a goal tonight and an assist. Breaks into the Edmonton zone. Stops, breaks on, looks for Lemieux. Messier has him covered. Looks like Messier is going to kind of match up against Mario, but here's Messier returning, carrying the puck. Lemieux's way back in the Oiler end. Messier going to the Penguins end. Right wing pass to Glenn Anderson. Off the boards to Craig Simpson. Simpson behind the net. And Randy Hillier will go for the puck. He has it. Robbie Brown looking for Mario Lemieux, but it's picked off by Messier in the slot for Anderson. And Coffey came over and checked the puck away from him. Now worked out by the Penguins to center. The Oilers flip it in. They have to get back onside. And Randy Hillier will carry the mail. Hillier at center red. Shooting off the glass and right in behind the Oiler goal. Bill Ranford will set up the play for Kevin Lowe. Right wing pass picked off by Phil Bork. Moves it back into the Oilers' right wing circle. Kevin Lowe drags it behind his own net one more time. 6 minutes gone, third period. Penguins leading 5-4. No scoring here in the third so far. Soft little pass by Lowe goes to the Penguin strike. And Gordon Deneen belted, lost control of it. Kevin McCullen wristing the puck back behind the Penguin net. Young leaves it for Phil Bork. A dangerous little play there. Penguins almost got confused. Loney now hit by McCullen. They'll battle one another. Number 24 against 24. Now freeze it. There's McCullen and Bork, and now McCullen comes after Bork and puts his arms around him. As the tempers heat up. A lot of former Penguins in that scramble.
Back in former Oilers and former Penguins going against each other. It's unbelievable.
And we'll pause as they say hello. They haven't said hello for a while. 5-4 Penguins over the Oilers on the Penguins Hockey Network. there's been only one shot on goal in this entire third period so far. That by the Edmonton Oilers. That's been it. That was the one that almost trickled by Wendell Young. Went through his legs. Penguins have not registered one. The Oilers have but the one. Now to the right wing corner of the Penguins end. I might take that back. I don't even think they put that shot on the board. The Oilers had, yeah, they did. They had one shot they had. That's it. Heavy check by Greg Adams on Dave Hannon. Hannon looks for a penalty. None to be called. And the puck is played back into the Oilers zone. Chris Joseph giving the biscuit now to Kevin McCullough. He'll come up. Just dump the puck in. Young trying to cut it off. He can't do it. Around to Greg Adams of Edmonton. Shoot it in front. That's blocked. Cullen of Pittsburgh trying to get it. He can't. Gord Deneen will. Deneen taking off the corner boards. Around to Loney. And he fires it ahead. Here's Cullen trying to get around Charlie Huddy. Tough job there. Huddy cut him off. And the Penguins are offside at the Edmonton line. Penalty coming up though. We're going to get a penalty against the Oilers. Kevin McClellan. Now Kevin McClellan will draw the gate. And the Penguins will get a power play here. This could be a very important part of this hockey game right now. If the Penguins should cash in here, they can get a 2-goal lead. Paul mentioned to you the Oilers lead the NHL in shorthanded goals with 20.
Well, Bork got slumped over in front of the net earlier too, and no call. One of Wendell Young.
Apparently it happened all the way back around the Penguin goal. As Bork was cross-checked from behind by Kevin McClellan. 7:05, the time of the penalty. Remember, after that, Hannon was knocked to the boards, and he got up looking for a penalty on the play. But I didn't see Hall's arm go up at that time. I wasn't, watching, trying to watch the puck.
I think it happened at center ice. I just think that was one that he missed.
It could be, and here's the puck play to the Penguins zone. The Penguins out here with Lemieux, Danny Quinn, and Rob Brown. Up front with Bork and Coffey as the point men. The Penguins do rush up. Messier and Anderson. Now the penalty killers with Lowe on the backside with Muni. And played away to the right point. Oilers in. Left side now to Bork of Pittsburgh. Shoots it and stopped by Ranford just off his skate it appeared. And the Oilers come back. Here's Glenn Anderson against Coffey. Anderson cannot beat Coffey as he took the shot. Coffey left in the corner for Dan Quinn. Quinn looks for Lemieux. His pass deflected nicely by Messier. Off the boards, right to Coffey again. He has Lemieux open. Coffey's going to rush it up, and he has some room, and that right side comes down, shoots it, and that'll miss the net. Muni gets the puck. Muni turns it over to Anderson, who clears the zone. That'll take the heat out of the kitchen for the Oilers, but the Penguins hurrying along. Lemieux looking for a breaking John Cullen. It comes off his stick right to Robbie Brown. Into the Oilers end, and Jari Curry again, good pressure. Knocked it away. Keith Ackman with good wheels down the right side. Penguins in a wrist shot. Oh, Young just reached up and gloved that and knocked it down. On the ice, John Cullen will pick it up. Cullen returning for the Penguins out to Cunneyworth. Penguins are offside going to the Oilers end. We're down to 43 seconds to go. I think that offside might be the best thing that happened to the Penguins right now. Just to settle it down. They're a little confused on their power play. And Coffey and Lemieux have a few words, and I think Lemieux was hoping that Coffey would carry it in deep on that last play instead of shooting the puck. Looking for the puck, and he slammed his stick down just a little touch after the puck was cleared.
Robbie Brown likes to come across the blue line and then pull up, and that's okay, except that because Robbie Brown doesn't have great speed, I don't think defensemen respect him enough to back in when he does that. So when he tries to pull up like that, they take it away from him. He does have the great stick handling ability to sometimes be able to thread the puck past a guy. But oftentimes when he pulls up at that blue line, he's prone to turn it over, and he has to be more careful to just get it in deep in those situations. You know, when you pull up like that, you do it because you're driving with speed, you get the guy to back up, and then you pull up and you've got a little bit of space created. But if you don't have that speed, they're just going to come right in your face and stay right on you.
Well, it looks like we've got some problems here with a pane of glass here at the Coliseum.
Is that where Hannon got hit?
No, he was up further. That wasn't right where it was. They got to reset it, apparently. Right out, bang, done. Yep, we got it done. There we go. From outside the Oilers blue line, that's where the face-off will take place. This power play now will look like this. Cullen, Cunneyworth, and Lemieux on the front line. Jim Johnson and Paul Coffey as the point men. Penguins' fourth power play chance. They're 2 for 3. And they lose possession on the face-off. And this drill deep into the Penguin zone. 5-4. The Penguins lead Edmonton here in the third period. 11:27 to go in regulation time. Maybe the final rush up. Coffey going to Jim Johnson. Put it inside the Oiler line, but the Oilers steal again. And they will get it out back to center. Be a two-line pass. And can touch that puck. And that'll bring it back inside the Oilers' zone for a face-off. 22 seconds to go.
He was trying to make the play at the blue line and try to maybe score a goal on the fly as they come into the Edmonton zone. And the Oilers doing a good job of taking the play away from him at the blue line, standing them up.
Well, Quinn and Acton now match it up 40 feet from the Oiler goal, right in the center of the ice. That's where the two-line pass originated from, and the Oilers have another face-off win, and they belted up ice. That'll kill the penalty. Penguins won't have much time at all. 13 seconds. Coffey will race out of his own end, passing to Cunnyworth. He's up at the Oiler line. 7 to go. To Lemieux, left wing boards. Lemieux danced with that puck. He has 5 points on the night. Trying to pass to Jimmy Johnson beyond his reach. And here comes Kevin McCullen on the ice. The Oilers have killed the penalty. 10:50 to go in regulation time. Penguins 5, the Oilers 4. Jim Johnson leads the parade back, and he'll bounce it up into the Oilers' end. Ranford will watch the play as it knocked off the net. Chris Joseph around to Charlie Huddy. Huddy to the near side for Craig Simpson. The Oilers have lost 7 games at home already this year. They're a team that really just sparkled at home for so many seasons. Back in behind the Penguin cage after this Mark Messier. But a stick out by Gordon Deneen, nothing called. Oilers have it again. Anderson now going to Huddy. He shoots one. That was deflected. It comes to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux's pass. Loney will take it in stride. Going to the Oilers line. He got in, but Simpson took the puck away, but the Oilers give it away again. Loney forced it up into the left wing corner. Mark Recchi hustles over for the Penguins to take it. Recchi turned into the boards by Chris Joseph. Loose puck. Anderson knocked down. Play goes on. Back to center ice. It'll be Mark Messier. Messier's pass. Stolen by Dave Hannon. Hannon in return can't give it to Loney, and Chris Joseph again starts the rush back for the Edmonton Oilers. Going to the Penguin blue line, down the right wing. He'll break in deep. This pass right behind him, and Recchi tap it ahead of Cullen. Might have some room here. The Oilers interchange, but Cullen's caught by Keith Acton with good speed, so he winds it in the backhand behind the Oiler net. Comes behind the goal. Recchi's in checking hard.
Recchi makes things happen when he forechecks, I'll tell you. He just knows how to get in the way of people, and when he gets that puck, he can move it quickly to somebody. He's got good hands.
Dan Quinn looked up. A pass ahead of Cullen to the Oilers in a slap shot right over the head of Bill Ranford. That'll flood off the glass and come all the way back out of the Oilers in a hurry. And Quinn sets it up, going to Cullen. Left wing, got a man open, Cunnyworth, trying to settle that pass. He'll take it in deep. Craig Redmond rides him out of the corner boards, and off the puck he goes. Penguins 5, the Oilers 4. Penguins have had 1 shot. The Oilers have had 1 in this period. And the puck again out of play. Unbelievable checking here right now going on with these two teams. Pittsburgh 5, Edmonton 4 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Is what the Oilers were doing to them earlier in the game, and that is taking the neutral zone away from them. They're really making it difficult for them to make those quick passes and really move the puck in a hurry through the neutral zone as they're prone to do, and that's just good checking by the Pens. Good defense.
Face-off Penguins in, top of the circle to the right of goaltender Wendell Young. Greg Adams now and Robbie Brown exchange some words. Foul ball comes over to Warren Bothman. And he'll stand right by the two. McClellan on here with McTavish. And Adams. McClellan had to handle the face-off against Lemieux, and Lemieux pulled it back, and Wendell Young got a stick on that. He's over to Steve Dykstra. He's a former Oiler. High point, it goes to Kevin Lowe. Shoots one right over the head of Wendell Young. I don't think he saw that one at all. Right back to center. The Oilers kick it in. The late offside coming up. The Penguins carry it out. Bob Harry going to the Edmonton line, and he shoots it in. Right wing corner. Kevin Lowe poked it around. They'll find Craig Muni, and here come the Oilers now. Through center ice. Kevin McClellan trying to get around Jim Johnson. Does backhand it into the Penguin zone. Wendell Young stops the puck behind the net. Working around to the far boards. Adams collides with the Penguins' Bob Harry, and the puck is lifted back to center ice. Again dumped by McClellan into Penguin real estate. And Dykstra hurries beyond the check of McTavish. Played it up the sideboards. And the puck clearing into the Oilers into the rink with 8:06 to go in the third period. Lead pass by Glenn Anderson ahead. 5-4. Pittsburgh leading here in the third. Deep behind the Penguin net. Gordon Deneen swings it ahead. That's by nobody, or no Penguin there. It's going to be an icing call here against the Penguins. And as we get that call, we'll take a timeout. 5-4. The Penguins lead here in Edmonton in the third period on the Penguins Hockey Network.
arm under that mask and shaking his head, trying to get the drops of sweat out of his eyes. And so you get burn in his eyes, boy. It's tough to get it out of there unless you can take your mask off and wipe your face. Sometimes the goaltenders will use that water bottle on the back of the net, spray their face with that, just to get that sweat off their face.
Well, Kelly Rudy wears a sweatband.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. That might be an idea for Wendell to use.
He's probably, I don't know that he's in the shape that he'd like to be in at this point.
Here's Huddy with the puck now in the Penguin zone, going behind the net. And Gordonine hauls him off his skates. Puck play to Messier. Look out, comes in front, a shot! And Wendell Young stops him. Just hugged the post as Messier almost got that puck by him on the short side. Well, Messier with that opportunity on the backhand, and he's been a strong player tonight for the Oilers, Mark Messier.
He is the most menacing-looking figure in hockey, and I'll tell you, he's even more menacing-looking now because he's got half his teeth missing in the front. Somebody got a stickful a couple of games back. Wendell Young made a nice save on Messier, who quickly brought it out from behind the net, tried to stuff it in on him. Messier, one of several players the Oilers found in the bushes, really. I mean, he was drafted in the 3rd round in '79. He's turned out to be one of the best players in the world. 111 points last year, and he's on a pace again to maybe pick up 100 points this year.
Bork from behind the Penguin net for the draw, had the puck, but it's poked away, and Mario Lemieux handles it for the Penguins, slides it ahead back to center. We're under 7.5 minutes to go in regulation time. Craig Redmond finding Messier now back at center ice. Lemieux's after him, and Messier pokes it by him deep into the Penguin net area. Deneen comes over, winding around the boards. Now it comes back to the neutral ice area. On Anderson of Edmonton. He tries to turn it on, going to the Penguins' end. Drop pass from Messier. Messier pulls over. Good drop pass to Redmond. Cutting for the net. Harry cut him off with a good effort there. Good checking play by Bob Harry of Pittsburgh. Huddy, though, with the puck. Shoot it behind the goal to Craig Simpson. Simpson, stick handle. Tried to center. With a good play by Bork, but it comes free to Messier. Right side. With the puck, Redmond. Near side to Huddy. Huddy shoots it. Where is it? It went wide. The screen in the play was Young. And it went wide of the net. Behind the cage. Messier's there, Deneen fires it by him, and out it comes. And Loney did a good job of tying up Huddy. Here's Lemieux breaking back to the Oilers, and comes in his shot. He shoots and scores. Mario Lemieux on a breakaway. Beats Bill Ranford like a rented mule, and the Penguins now lead 6-4.
And did he ever snap that shot?
You can hear it ring all the way up here. He cut the pipe in the back, I believe.
Good play by Troy Loney to tie up Charlie Huddy. Just a little interference in his own end to let that puck come out, and Lemieux just picked it up. He caught up with it, cut in, and Ranford was backing in, and he just flipped it upstairs right underneath the crossbar.
You can hear it ring the crossbar. Lemieux second of the night, and 6 point, 52nd of the year on a breakaway. And Gordon's going to get the assist. His pass started from behind the Penguin net. And as I said, Loney did a great job of taking Huddy out of the play and allowing the puck to come off the boards. A little thing there you can't measure, and it got it ahead to center, and Lemieux did the rest. Here's Coffey now with the puck. Trying to clear that away, and can't do it. Dave Hutter with possession. On the move will be Randy Cunnyworth. Cunnyworth starts down the right side, flipping it behind the Oilers net. 13:21 the time of the goal by Mario Lemieux. And on the move is Jari Kurri. Did they give Deneen the assist on the play? They should have. He's the guy that moved the puck around from behind the net. And Kevin Lowe settles it now at the Oiler line. Edmonton trailing by 2. Penguins lead 6-4. And it's been Lemieux against the Oilers here. Tonight, he has 6 points. Dan Quinn off the wood, going to Dave Hannon. Hannon moving to the Oilers zone down the right wing. Comes in against Charlie Huddy.
What a strange game.
They it behind the net, and going for it is Chris Joseph. Penguins a 1 point trail, 2-0, just 2 minutes and 18 seconds into this game. Now the puck worked back into Penguin ice, and Greg Adams goes in. He can't make a play, and the Penguins again stuff it up ice.
The Oilers go in and blow out the Jets 9-4. The Penguins go in and lose 7-3 to the Jets, and they come in and they're beating the Oilers 6-4 in their own ice.
Penguins guilty of icing, and it's a 6-4 advantage for the Penguins here in Edmonton on the Penguins Hockey Network. The Nordiques beat Calgary 4-3 after Calgary had thumped a lot of people on this road trip. And finally the Nordiques caught up to them.
Nordiques are playing well all of a sudden.
Here the Penguins lead 6-4, trying to snap a 4-game winless streak that has seen them lose 3 in a row.
Well, big save by Wendell Young on Mark Messier in this period, too. There haven't been a lot of shots, and Messier came out of nowhere and almost stuffed one in on him. He made the big save when he had to. And then Lemieux comes up ice and scores on the breakaway to make it 6-4.
Right wing circle, Penguin ice. Mark Recchi has to handle the draw against Craig McTavish. McTavish just overpowered him, turned his body, got it to Joseph. It goes with a slap shot. That's off the boards, and Young got a piece of that. Back to McTavish. Recchi turned him around. Got a piece of him. McTavish still works hard. Pulled down by Recchi. Play will continue. And McTavish wanted a penalty on Mark Recchi. Recchi going to center now. Dump it into the Oilers' net area. So Ranford takes the puck. Boy, Lemieux just placed that shot perfectly right into the crossbar as he went up the ladder to beat Ranford. He's back to old form after really struggling a bit on the breakaways. For the first time, I think, in his career, we've seen him really have some trouble with it. Back and forth they go at center ice, and Dykstra goes to Lemieux. Mario into the Oilers' end. Mario turning to slow the play down, goes to Rob Brown. Brown hops into the Oilers' end, but he can't control the puck, and the Oilers force it back to center. 4:25 to go here in the third period. Pittsburgh 6, Edmonton 4. The Oilers regroup from behind their own net. Joseph, your giveaway to Brown. Around the net is Lemieux, and he can't get it to him. Well, Joseph with that pass, he's going to have to hurry that pass a little more than what he did there in this league. You can't take that much time. Here's Messier cruising back into the Penguins' end. Stops at the left point. Messier of Edmonton had it knocked away, gets it back, though. Messier knocked down by Lemieux. Play does go on, and Craig Muni to the right wing corner for Glenn Anderson. Anderson shoots it on the short side. That went off the skate of Wendell Young. And Paul Coffey of the Penguins sends it high in the air, back to center. Penguins trying to make a quick change here, but here come the Oilers right back in. Anderson going to Messier. Off Lemieux, an attempted pass. And here's Cunneyworth giving the puck to Mario. He'll look for a man. Instead, he goes off the boards. He's going to come off the ice. 3:35 to go in the third period. Pittsburgh leading by 2 here at the Northlands Coliseum. Trying to win a game on this road trip. And they again just systematically play to the Oilers' end, trying to kill the clock here.
All the games on this road trip where you thought the Penguins would have trouble too, because it's the last game and because they had to travel today after a game last night in Winnipeg, and they come in there and they're beating them by 2 goals.
At center, the Oilers with the puck, and now Jimmy Carson. He's been held really without much tonight. Yari Curry right side, a slap shot. He hit the post to the left of Wendell Young. It went off Young's stick and then hit the post, and the Penguins do clear to center ice. Well, Quinn, Cunneyworth, and Cullen now, the trio out. And the Oilers bouncing up to the Penguin goal area. Young steered the puck to the near side. Atkins right there. His pass intended for Huddy's too soft. And Danny Quinn skates for the Penguins to center circle. He just dumps it inside the line with 2:40 to go. Outlet pass to Yari Curry, and the Oilers step back into Penguin real estate. Right side. Jimmy Carson has the puck. He goes behind the Penguin net. Cunneyworth rammed him and belted him, and down he went. Carson's hurt. Jimmy Carson hit with a shoulder check by Randy Cunneyworth. And as they attend to Jimmy Carson, we'll take a moment and a timeout. 6-4 Penguins on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Well, a solid body check by Randy Cunneyworth. Jimmy Carson's going to get himself up and take himself back to the bench. May have hurt his back a little bit there. Cunneyworth hit him when his back was to the boards. Really exploded into him behind the net. Clean check.
Well, the American youngster out of Detroit, who scored more than 50 last year with the Los Angeles Kings. He's on a pace here to do that here for the Oilers also.
He's got 35 coming into this game.
Well, now you got to be thinking, we'll say their pull goaltender Bill Ranford at some point in this game. Down by 2.
Well, that 2-goal bulge, that makes a big difference when you have that extra goal, because the Pens now can just concentrate on cleaning up their own end and playing defense. If you have just a 1-goal lead, you've got to think a little bit offensively.
See if we can check, if we can, gentlemen, working with us on Lemieux's goal, who the assists were accredited to, if you would, and pass it along to us, and we'll tell the folks back home. It came at 13:21, Lemieux's 52nd, and his 6th point of the night. 2 goals, 4 assists. Here's Simpson now, back to play. Trying to get to the Penguins in, and he can't. The puck off a leg, and it caroms back into the Oilers into the ring. Craig Simpson wearing number 18. For Edmonton, off to Glenn Anderson. He steers it up deep into the Penguin right wing corner. Jim Johnson goes back, trying to get that puck out. Loney's played a strong game tonight for the Penguins. Not so much from the scoring factor, but the little things that he has done tonight for the Pens, and it's out of play over the glass. Penguins want to face off outside of the line, but referee Bob Hall says that it hit one of the Penguins. Now with 1:59 to go in regulation time, the face-off will be to the left of Wendell Young. Can you believe the Oilers already have played 13 games in overtime? 13. They're 4-3-6. Rangers have tied the game at Vancouver. They're now tied at 4 in the third.
I think the Penguins were really down after last night's game. Mario Lemieux sat in his locker for about 40 minutes and didn't move. Just had his sweaty uniform on and just sat there while a lot of the players had already dressed and left the locker room. He was really upset.
Well, he figured in on all 3 goals last night, all 6 here tonight, so that's 9. They say we overplay him at times, people do. I don't know how you can overplay that, folks. He's figured in on every goal the Penguins score. Here's the play again from the Oilers end. Lemieux makes a steal, comes down with a slap shot, and stopped by Ranford, rebound Loney. He puts it in. The Penguins now have a 7th goal. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe Elvis has left the building. Look at him empty here now in Edmonton. Loney gets the goal. Lemieux will get another point.
Lemieux blasted it on Ranford, and it was all he could do just to make the save on it. And he lost control of the rebound. Lemieux had a lot of time to get it off. It went off the toe. It almost beat Ranford. The rebound there, and Loney slapped it. He took a slap shot at an open net. And one of the Oilers got back, and I think it was Simpson got back, and just got there a half a second later. He may have been able to break it up.
Loney's 5th goal from Lemieux. At 18:22, and the word we just have received is that the Rangers have won in overtime against Vancouver, 5-4.
Well, what are they on a roll or what?
This one, now the Penguins lead 7-4. The last time the Penguins won a game here in this building, his final score was Pittsburgh 7, Oilers 4. And Lemieux had the big night that night, too. Here's Coffey, looking for Mario. And it comes out to Brown. It's just a 7-point night. It doesn't match the season's high of 8 twice. We still have 1:25 to go. And here's Kevin Lowe, rolling the puck ahead for Greg Adams. Adams handles it, cuts into the Penguins' end. I'll tell you, I got off the bus with Mario tonight, and he was as tired as he's been, I think, all year. And it just shows you the ability and the strength that he has to reach back for something extra. And he's done it right here in Edmonton. They're a tired crew. Don't kid anybody. This is a tired hockey club. I mean, this has been a tough 2 days of travel. Don't fool anybody. Down on the far side, we'll come to Cunningham. Cunningham back into the Penguins' end for Paul Coffey. Giving it now to Randy Hillier. Less than a minute to go. On the right wing to center, right to Robbie Brown near side, and he'll just turn the puck into the Oilers zone. Lemieux's going to come off. So does the entire line. The Penguins put John Cullen out. Here's a steal by Quinn in the Oilers' end. He'll cut down the far side as he cut around Curry. Tried to center it back for Cunneyworth and couldn't make that play. Dave Hunter. He'll gun right back. Going to the Penguin line. Force it in. Bork passes it ahead. It's off of Oiler. Cunneyworth looking for the puck, still in the Penguin zone with 25 to go. There won't be much need for Ranford to come off now. Down the slot, here comes Joseph right to the net. His wrist shot. That's blocked by Bork. And Cullen plays it up the sideboards with 17 to go. Right back to the Oiler line. The Penguins will win here in Edmonton and break the winless streak. Mark Lamb just directs it in behind the Penguin net. We're down to 5 seconds left. Centering pass in the Penguin zone comes to Dave Hunter. 2 seconds. He's got to shoot it in a hurry. Can't do it, and that's it. It's all over. Now McClellan whacks Phil Bork from behind as the game ends. McClellan took a little shot at Bork he'd had on the ice as he was down. But the game is history, and the Penguins have come back here to win tonight at Edmonton. Even the season series, the final score. Pittsburgh 7, the Oilers 4 on the Penguins Hockey Network. For the Oilers, let's take a look at the game summary of tonight's game.
Mario Lemieux with a 7-point night, 2 goals and 5 assists. The Penguins outshoot their opponent for the 12th time this season. Penguins 2 for 4 in the power play. Paul Coffey with a goal and 2 assists. Craig Simpson with a goal and 2 assists. And the Penguins win it by a score of 6-4. And Mario Lemieux, number 1 star. Paul Coffey, number 2. Craig Simpson, number 3.
If I told you that the Penguins held the Edmonton Oilers to only 2 shots on goal in a period, would you believe it?
No.
That's all they had in the third period. Penguins had 4, and they end up out shooting the Edmonton Oilers 28-23 in the game. Mario Lemieux, again, the big night for the Pens. On all 7 goals. He has 2 goals and 5 assists. He scored on the 7 here tonight. The 3 last night he figured in on. The 2 against the Islanders, and we don't go back any further. We don't have any other sheets. So he has figured in on the last 12 Penguin goals consecutively. He is unbelievable.
Well,
He really is.
We know he figured in on at least 2 of the 4 goals they scored against the Rangers last Sunday, and I'm pretty sure he figured in on 3 of them because Brown had a power play goal, and I think he assisted on it.
Winnipeg will be in town on Wednesday night. The Penguins will host the Jets after returning after this road trip where they went 1-3, and 17,503 viewed this one tonight. And the final score again, the Edmonton Oilers lose to the Penguins 7, and the Edmonton Oilers 4. Now for Paul Steigerwald, this is Mike Lang wishing each and every one of you a very pleasant night and saying so long on the Penguins Hockey Network.